Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, boys and girls. How are you today? What's up, boys? My side, all good. I've been following the international a bit, and Team Secret went out, unfortunately. So there are two teams left, and today is the last day of the international. Whoever wins is today. They are fighting the second game now, as you can see. Yeah, they are in the second game, and the first game was won by Team Spirit. So we will see. It seems that they are in very good shape also for the second game, so maybe they will win the whole thing. Wait, my mouth. Okay, I don't know why my mouth is broken at the beginning unless I change this. Okay. Let me give a message maybe to animates feedback. Okay. Yeah, I just gave a message. I just sent a message for the avatar issue, but it's good. I don't know if you want to follow the TI, but I'm interested into it. I mean, I was more interested if Secret or OG were in the grand finals. At the moment, I'm not super interested because I'm not a fan of LGD or Team Spirit. But at the moment, I think I'm rooting for Team Spirit just because they are a smaller team and a bit of the underdog of the tournament, not very famous, and they didn't win. I mean, they didn't arrive in the top positions of the international in the past. I think the maximum they did was probably 12 or so. So, which is anyway insane. I mean, it's anyway a lot, but being an international, but I think it's anyway. I think they can win this. We will see. But meanwhile, so yeah, these people are fighting for a few million dollars. I mean, these games are worth few million dollars to them, which is kind of relevant, I guess. Meanwhile, what we can do, I want to continue with the character creation. By the way, yesterday then I fixed a few more things. I realized that I already created a function in our string utils. I created it some time ago, which is called exactly right node to hierarchy, and which is doing exactly the same job of the function that I have made public in XML file. So that is not needed anymore. We will use our own function, which is right node to hierarchy, which is good. And wait, the microphone is a bit into the way. Okay. Yeah, so when we are creating the new character, we are now using that, and I fixed a few other things. So the good news is that it seems that our new character, when we create it, is actually properly stored into the database with the right values and everything. So it seems to be good. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to increase, I wanted to add a few more options in the childhood, maybe grouping them by by area, and I've been asking few people, you know what? I mean, I've been asking for ideas, and we got some. Let me see. So some people said. Death of a family member, friend, or familiar. False accusation of theft. I think there was an idea yesterday that I think it was good that one learner gave for the birth event, but I think we can use it for the childhood, which seems more proper. I don't have the replay of the chat though, but I think the idea was a kind of a wealthy, I mean, we can go back and check it, but it was a kind of a wealthy government or politician, a wealthy politician, which was having an affair with your mother, and then you were born. Did we put that into this? Ah, yes, we did it. We put it here actually. We put it here in the birth at the end. We put it there at the end. Okay, other people are saying yes. False accusation of theft. Death of a family member, friend, or familiar. Building being strive. I think the death of a familiar, we can have it. I think it's just a bit sad, but we can have it. Childhood accident. People are saying childhood accident or injury. Let me change the music. Someone is saying talent for something, like talent for magic, crafting, cooking as a natural gift. Loss of the pet, love for craft, love for arts, love for craft. I think the loss of a pet, I think we can do it. The problem is, what will be the bonus though? I mean, I mean, if you lose a pet that you like, is it strengthening your will or something like that? And is reducing what? Do we go for will strength? For will, I mean will loss of pet. I don't know if I like it too much though. I don't know. I think I'm so with that. I'm so with that. One fish, two fish. What do you mean? One fish, two fish. Arts and craft, yes. Art and craft, actually, we have it here. The problem is that painting is not implemented, and so we cannot really. But I think I will leave it in the list. Hunting small animals. Maybe we can have hunting small animals anyway, even if we don't go for hunting. We go maybe for because this one was really about traps. Even if I want to add traps very soon. I mean, traps I think will be super fun to have. I mean, traps for monsters I think would be very fun to have, so I want to add them as soon as I can. Freed slave. Freed slave sounds interesting. And kidnapped. Kidnapped also sounds interesting. Freed slave. Freed slave, I think we can have it. Freed slave. Freed slave. Freed slave, what can be the story? I mean, how did you become a slave even? I mean, how did you... How did you become a slave? Because, okay, let's say due to the subjugation. Do you say subjugation in English? Military. Does military subjugation exist in English or only in Italian? Military. How do you say when someone is taking over? Conquest. The act of military subjugation of an enemy. Okay, I think subjugation works. Due to the military subjugation, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that this is the military subjugation of your city / village, whatever it is, of your city village by the opposing, let's say, faction or whatever else it is. Can be a faction, can be you know, due to the military subjugation of your city village by the opposing faction, you became a slave for a few years, despite your age, let's say, because you are very young still. Despite your age, you became a slave for a few years. You became a slave for a few years, working in tough conditions, conditions, and working in tough conditions. Okay, we can expand it later on. So this one word can give a bit of practical skill. I mean, a bit of manual skills. I don't know if you want to have, but it definitely can give you endurance. So it can be, this is another endurance. I think we have already a few, but it can give you endurance, and it can give you what? What I'm thinking is, do we give a cap? You know, do we give a cap? Like, let's say that someone is by purpose choosing, you know, all the endurance. I mean, regardless of the background, is choosing all the endurance or all the strength. You know, all the ones that are giving you one ability only. Do we decide for a cap, a maximum value, or we don't care? Maybe we don't care. I don't know. Maybe we don't care. What should we give him? Some melee skills? Maybe some melee skills. Maybe he had to fight with some of the... Let's give him a melee skill. Melee. How the fuck you pronounce? There are certain words that are always so hard to pronounce. Melee. Because they don't follow the standard schema.
Melee.
No, melee, no. I mean in English.
Melee. This
one I always mess up. I mean, I can listen to it 1,000 times. I will always pronounce it wrong. I will never remember it. But anyway, I forgot the list. You become a slave because you fall in a trap. I forgot to list the passive one, but then will help you fight more long. Ah, you mean the stamina? Yeah, but the stamina is actually derived from the base stats. So let's say that so we have you know, as usual, strength, agility, and endurance, and we have intelligence, will, and charisma. So basically, basically, you know, the sum, well, it's not exactly the sum, but anyway, calculation on these ones is giving you mental, physical stamina, and the sum of these ones and the sum of this one is giving you mental stamina, right? So these are derived stats, so we cannot really give a direct bonus into this list, but we can give I think it was a 2-0 at the moment. I think the game is 2-0, boys. Meanwhile, yeah, it's 2-0 for Team Spirit. Holy moly, they're gonna win, boys. They're gonna win. According to the rumors, the character creation cheat for playing she existed a long time ago. Wait, it is Winamp. Yeah, it is Winamp. What do you mean? Yeah, sure. I mean, how can you listen to music except Winamp? It was possible to create characters with no mental stamina at all. Okay. I mean, but was it good? I mean, I don't know if it was good to create a character with no mental stamina, but fine. I mean, you can create it as long as there are no big negatives on it, but what I wanted to say, I lost myself. Ah, yes, I'm here. I think Freed Slave is kind of nice. Due to misapplication, and you can elaborate a bit on it, okay? I mean, if you have to roleplay this guy, you can elaborate a bit on the why and whatever. So I think it's good. Freed Slave, I think is good. I like it. Let me see what else. Falling into a hole or into a trap. I mean, you may be stranded for some time. Like, I don't know, losing yourself. I mean, someone that, I mean, like you escape from home for whatever reason, or you go into a trip, or you lose yourself into a trip or into a journey when you are young, and you cannot find your way home for some time, and the only problem is that it will be endurance again. Maybe we can put it on agility, but or we can put. We don't have enough survival skills. I think that's the problem. But we can put it again on harvesting and herbal, because maybe you had to, you know, to cook your own food or something. Maybe cooking. Maybe we can put it on cooking. What is the exact translation of stranded? No. I mean, lost in the woods. I mean, what I mean is that you lost track of your, you know. Which, by the way, I don't know if you already have some of that, because there are like a million ones here that I will have to read them all just to avoid creating something that already exists. Yeah, you got lost for a year. Like, the got lost is the year already. Your mother was a dancer. Wow. You travel with a circus seems to be more fun. I don't know if we have the slave thingy already. Maybe we can upgrade the slave on in the. Okay, I think in the childhood we should not have too much stuff. I think this stuff is probably enough, you boys. I think this stuff is probably enough. I think this stuff is probably enough. We have like 9 plus 15, right? Choices. So we have 24 choices, which seems to be already a lot. I mean, someone needs to read 24 choices, you know, it's... No, actually 25 with delicious sweets. I think we can abandon the childhood and move on. I think it's, and we will leave this two open, right? Then main activity. Okay, let's leave the childhood. I think is good enough. I think it's good enough. These ones are available, will remain open, but we are not gonna use them. I think it's okay. I don't know why this color is different from this color, but fine. I don't know. He really likes to make this one different. Okay, I think it's enough. It's enough for the childhood. Let's move on. Let's move on. And we leave painting. Now, for the main activity. So the main activity is... I think the main activity is pick one. So you can pick only one of those. Yeah, the main activity is only one. And the side activity is only one. And the religion is only one. And the birth event is only one. So the main activity is the main job you practice until now. Once you created the character, the physical stamina was so low she couldn't even run past Ila East. Well, then you just yeah. Then you realize that that wasn't a good idea. But yes, now you will see this, okay? Now you will see if your characteristics are too low. Maybe we can even give a warning. If certain characteristics drops really low, sorry, I had my hand still big. Maybe we can... okay, let me see the jobs, okay? The jobs, because these are all jobs. So we have Alchemist, Apothecary, Armor Smithy, boy. Basically, these one are, you know, mimicking. I mean, are exactly the skills that we have in the game. By the way, it's not herbalism, is herbal, but alchemy, herbal, armor making, bow making, brewing, cooking, harvesting, fishing. Fishing, we have it as separate, huh? Do we have fishing as... yeah, we have fishing separate, huh? Yeah. Jewelry making. But jewelry making is there as well. Okay, nice. It's called jewelry making? No, it's just called jewelry making. Leather working, musical instruments, weapons smithy, blade making. Yeah, the problem of these ones is that we have in theory axe making, mace making, shield making, blades making, knife making. So or we put them all or we don't put them all, but or we don't put them at all. I don't know. Even if I think that blade is the base for the others, right? Yes. Axe making, this skill is no longer used. Use blade making. Okay, so X is not there anymore. So we have, but mace is there. Mace making 44. Skill 44. Let me just check one thing in the Let me just check one thing in the trade processes, I guess. No, but not in this database. Trade processes in the real database. So if I go for primary skill, 44. There are actually a few there. Axe making. Now I just want to be sure again that we are using the ones, you know, that are actually relevant, because otherwise doesn't make a lot of sense to blacksmith. Okay, so these are all the blacksmith stuff. Helms, leather, shield, chain and plate, mace and hammer. So mace and hammer, sword and axes. So I guess that mace and hammer is using skill 44 for the processes. Mace making, yes. I mean, there's not a lot of it, but it's definitely there. Mace and hammer. Mace and hammer. And for sword and axes, we just use blades making and as a primary skill, and blacksmith as a secondary skill. Okay, so blades making and blacksmith. Okay. That is for swords and plat and axes. Then we have the rare metal. Then we have the shields. I think shields has his own thingy. Yeah, yes, is again shield making and blacksmith. Okay, so this one is also shield making and blacksmith. Shield enchant is again shield making and blacksmith. Okay. Shield making and blacksmith. Helms, I think we didn't add a specific skill, right? Helms is going in with just blacksmith. And armor, is armor making. Okay, so also armor making is relevant. And leather working. So then I think we just deleted axe making. We just deleted axe making, but we have mace, shield, blades. Also knife making doesn't exist anymore. Okay. And then we have repair armor, repair armors, repair weapons. These are both used for sure. Leather working is used. Armor making is used. And bow making is used. Okay. So for the weapons, well, depends if we put bows into it, but all of those are relevant. Okay, all of those are relevant. So yeah, because my question was, if we put one of them here, like blade making, why we don't have also the others? For example, we have shield making, we have bow making, armor making. So do we miss? We miss mace. I think we miss mace making. I think we miss mace making in that list. I don't know if I want them all, but I'm saying that would make sense, you know, to have a good distribution so that you can basically choose a bit of, you know, a bit of everything. This character persists until today. She trained herself a bit, but many role players according to her. Mainly role play according to her disability. What? I don't understand what you're saying. How do I ensure that we have them all? I think it's just missing mace making, by the way, because all the others I see them, including bows, leatherworking, blades, blacksmith. Is not blacksmithing, it's blacksmith. Yeah, we need to ensure that these names are correct, though, otherwise it will not work in the I don't know if I want to have something specific for maces, but since we have blade, armor, and bow, or we have two versions of the blacksmith kind of thingy. I don't know, I can put a note that we are, because I don't know if it makes sense to add a specific for that. Weapon. Actually, weapon is blades, but I think we can add a new one. Are these numbers real numbers or not? 45, 46, 47. Wait a second. 45, 46, 47 inside character creation. Inside character creation in production. Inside character creation in production. 45, 46. Yeah, these are all real numbers. But they are not listed in the right way anymore. Ay. I mean, it's not too much of a problem. Because there is father job and mother job. We're going to delete. So all these ones we can actually reuse. Okay, I understand the reasoning. So actually everything that is between 11 and 76 we can completely override, because they were the ones of your mother and father jobs, right? But now we don't have them anymore. Okay, so I think we can add a mace something. How do we call it and where do we place it? I think I can shift everything down. I mean, if they would... because they look like alphabetically... I mean, they are alphabetical up to here, but... I think maybe the ones that are similar to each other would be nice to put them together, you know? So that when you are scrolling the list, you see all the blacksmith together. I think it's probably easier for the player. Like the generic blacksmith, I think the generic blacksmith can be probably before everything, and so that you see, oh, I can be a blacksmith, and then you see I have a specialization, you know, like in armor, right? Or I have a specialization in something else. So I think we should keep them all together. I think will be much easier for whoever is playing the game. I'm not using cut. I'm just using copy because I don't want the formulas to be changed, right? So, and if you use a cut and paste, the formulas will change. So this is why I'm copying and then... Do you think it's better to have it alphabetically or is better to have it by groups? I feel by groups is a bit easier for the player because he can go with, like for example, all the cooking, brewing can go. The problem will be for him to search them through a list of like 50, you know, and say, yes, I want to do this. You need to scroll back and forth. That's also annoying. Maybe what we can do smith or blacksmith and then like dash weapons or generic, so we can keep the alphabetical order, and also, right? But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's not a good idea. Because blacksmith bowyer maybe is not really meaningful. Because it's not really a blacksmith. I think we can keep them together. Let's keep them together in a block. So all this block will be together. And so we will have blacksmith, blade making, armor making, shield making, bow making. I mean, all close to each other. And I'm gonna add now the mace making. So mace smithy. And because your grandfather was a weaponsmith, you started to work at the forge. Yeah, but this one I think is a bit I think we should say blades. Well, you see it in the bonus, but you know what, the skill of setting gems into weapons, making great inscription and carvings. You were also able to forge small weapons. So you had access to many weapons to practice with. You like it blades most of all. Okay, so at least we have the blades thingy. I think we can have a very similar description, but mace, you can say your father owned. We can say your father owned a blacksmith shop, and was your idea to expand it also on the mace and hammer making, which you enjoyed the most. Okay, so here we can have a mace making added, and then yes, I will have to add all these things, but I will do it later on. So are we covering all the skills for blacksmith here? So we said blacksmith. Unfortunately they are not in the same area, but knife is not used. Blades we have. So blacksmith we have. Blades making, by the way, is called blades and not blade. Blades making. Mace making, shield making. Mace making, shield making. And then we have bow making. Bow making. And we have armor making, which is down here. Armor making. Okay. So these are all, I think that these are all the ones. We just added one for that thing. Okay, how much bonus we want to give? Like, I mean, this is your main activity, so my suggestion will be to push it a bit. I think it should be more than +2. I mean, we can go +4. Do you think +4 is reasonable? If we do +4, this will cost 20. I mean, everything is costing 20 at the end. Because we said that +2 in a skill is costing 10, right? Yes. Most of these options are costing 20. So I think we can go harvesting or harvest. Harvesting. Okay, harvesting. I think we can go +4 for now and see if it's too much or not, or too little. Consider you can choose only one of them. So you cannot... You know what can be the problem? If you choose blades making, but you don't have any blacksmith skill, I don't know if you are going to be able to make much, because I think that blacksmith is the basic skill for blades making anyway. But so that may be a bit of a problem. Okay, so all of this will be 20. Mining. Miner. Why I did this? If I take 32 and 33 and I expand, why you cannot do it? You're taking the sequence looking backward? I mean, what is this? I think it was looking at the previous number somehow. Incredibly enough. Okay. I think we can anyway renumber all of them. I think it's not a problem really. I think we can start from, like we said, from 11 and 12, and we can because what about the existing players? Well, existing players will not be affected by this. So we can actually... We can actually renumber them all. I think it's not a problem. I think we can. I think that we can renumber them all. There's no issue. Because this thing leaves only during the character creation and then they get deleted. So let's try to put together a few other things like... Okay, alchemist, apothecary, I think it's nice that they go together. Brewer and cook, I think it's nice that they go together. Maybe the fisherman, the farmer, they also is good that they go here. Leather worker, jeweler, musician, miner, baker would be nice if he can go together with the cook and stuff, right? So that we have it there. So they are kind of grouped. So this costing 20. Metallurgy should go close to blacksmith anyway. So I think we can take this wall block, move it down, and put metallurgist there, and remove it from here. So at least you have it close to the blacksmith and thingy. The miner maybe also should go there before metal. So before you mine and then you know, so kind of a following the process. I know that they will not be in alphabetical order, but I think they will be grouped in a way that people will recognize, you know, the groups. So that... Now, in terms of repairing stuff, because I think we have mining. Okay, the mining, the metallurgy will go +4, +4. Metallurgy is named metal. Okay, mining is named mining, I guess. So it should be mining, yes. Mining and baking. This one should all be okay. This one should all be okay. The only problem I see is we don't have anything about repairing stuff, but I don't think it's very needed. At least not in the character creation. I mean, this repair armor, repair weapons, I don't really feel that is something we should give during the character creation. I think it, you know, they're kind of secondary skills, so we can avoid it. So here there was an idea to have, you know, a main activity being like a mercenary knight, mercenary hunter. I mean, being part of some groups, associations, government guards, or whatever, so that you were not a craftsman, but you were actually, you know, a military man, or, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. We just need to be sure that we don't overlap too much with the next section, which will be the side activity. Because the side activity, you can also choose one. So, and goes on top of the main. Maybe on the side activity we can have the armor repair and the other stuff. Yeah, but here the idea was to give a bit of a fighting skills. Yes, more than crafting skills, right? I think it's pretty good anyway. I like this split. Assuming that we covered them all. I'm not sure if we are really covering them all. But I think only mace making was... I mean, obviously we are not covering the ones that are not implemented. So this one we are gonna add to the character creation when they are implemented, okay? I don't want to have skills now in the character creation that are not used, because I think this is going to be super confusing to everyone. Like, you choose something that doesn't make any difference in the game, and I think it's bad. Okay, so I think we can go with this, and then we can go with... I don't know, we can read again all the descriptions if they are relevant. I mean, if they are good or bad. You work at an alchemist shop, you gain a lot of knowledge on minerals, powder and mixture, your precision in handling dangerous ingredients. Why I don't see the other line? Because I was searching slave. Your precision in handling dangerous ingredients was very good. Dangerous ingredients, interesting. You work at a big shop selling all kinds of herbs and oils. You had a deep knowledge in the property of each flower and herb and their application in real life. Very nice. Baking bread with fine partially fine art was an art for you. Getting up very early and breathing. Well, there was nothing but a drain came through when you opened your bakery. Nice. You developed a taste for beer and spirit. You were collecting all kinds of bottled beers and wines. In the end, you decided to work at a brewery. Okay. Now, I think these descriptions are very good anyway. The only thing we need to be sure is that they don't have single quotes if they are not escaped. Otherwise, they will not go into the database. That's the only request. I don't know if I like this description. I mean, working in a farm, you know, in a medieval kind of setting is not something weird. I mean, it's something normal. He's saying you were a simple but strong-willed person. You decided to keep working on the farm, and if it was a hard job, to stay closer to nature and your family. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I think the descriptions are good. I mean, we can improve them a bit, but it seems that they are good. Creating a small jewelry shop. You are an expert in jewelry as you lived close to a natural. How do you say in English when you have a vein? Yeah, natural. Close to a precious vein. Mine. Do you say precious vein mine? So it's said to make a job out of skill and creating a small. Never a problem with colossal bag at your home. You don't smell. You decided to transform one room to the house into your workshop, but you're a little fine. And made it a real job. We are speaking about the main activity here, so it should be a real job. So you should open a shop, or you should have, worked in a shop, you know, for real. Maybe you spent, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years there. So yeah, this is probably also why this bonus maybe should be higher. Yeah, we need to think about that. Maybe for the main activity, it should be higher, you know? I mean, I have no problem of a character starting with already some good skills. I have no issue with that. Because you actually lived your whole early life. And so you are like, compared to a human age, you are like 20. Or 18 or 19 or 20. And so you already know how to do stuff, you know? I don't think the character should start with 0. I think you should start with all your previous life. So the only problem of that is that the higher we go, the harder will be at the beginning to increase it, right? But I feel if you enter the game and you are already able to make stuff, you know, thanks to the fact that of your past life, I think it makes a lot of sense to me. I think it doesn't make sense that you start the game with no skill at all, you know, that you are like a baby. I mean, it's impossible that you are you know, you don't know anything, and you are maybe 20 years old in a medieval world, which means that, yeah, absolutely. I think we need to buff these things. I don't know how much I want to buff them. You should tell me. You should tell me how much, you know, is still reasonable. But I think I would like this, at least these ones and these ones, to be meaningful. So allowing you to do stuff already in the game. I'm not too keen on the... I think the childhood should not boost you too much. So I think a +2 in childhood is perfectly fine. But if you spend 4 years doing something, you should be good at it. Is someone here playing the game and telling... can someone here playing the game tell me how much is too much and how much is too little? So do you think a +10, for example, will be too much to start? The problem will be the points, because if we do +10, it will be 100 points spent only on this. Okay, let's go for a +6 and see what happens. So +6 will be 20 points. But yeah, oops, I think I pressed F1. Wait. Don't want to do it manually. Okay, let's go +6, and so this means they will cost you 30 points, but it's already kind of a relevant, I hope it's a relevant skill, right? I think it's probably become really relevant in game when it's like 20, but I don't think I want to push it that far. I don't think I want to push it that far. Okay, what about this idea of night until so which is basically, if you look back, you know, to our previous character creation, is a bit of the quick path, right? So we had and basically we need to cover what we need to cover. We need to cover all the weapon skills, right? So we need to cover this and this up to here, and we need to cover maybe, well, the crystal way, the ways, I think we covered it already a bit here in the, but here I think we can push it more. I think we can push it more. Can the person choose one of the ways? I think I would like them to choose one of the ways. I think we could have something like elemental, kind of priest, and the problem is the dark way. But if I go elemental, I'm covering the 4, plus priest, I'm covering the crystal way, and then I just need one for dark magic, and we can say necromancer or something. Yes, I think I want the people to be able to push each of the ways. So I think it will be academic mage. I don't really know if we want to have academic mage, but I mean, do we want to give, I mean, to me it would be very nice if we could, like, for example, you know, not, I mean, something like healer, you know, something like healer, and healer will give crystal way, you know, which is not exactly, I know, but I mean, consider that you are coming from your home world and your magic is gonna change completely. So the way you are manipulating magic and magical energy is not the same. So you have to learn it from scratch, right? There is another problem though that we have in the transfer between. I think we can put in the Draken plane. I think in the Draken plane will be very nice if one of the text, maybe when you exit, I think that would be very nice when you exit. You have, you know, the entity which is telling you that is going to, you know, convert your magic knowledge to a new knowledge, or you need to learn it in game with a small quest. That could also be a way. I have to think about it. But the problem is that the way you are manipulating magic in your homeworld is not the same as you manipulating magic in Iliacum, at least. I mean, it should not be. I mean, it could be. Because actually our history of magic, you know, is a bit different in Iliacum. So I think we have a bit of a problem to solve there from the setting perspective. But my idea would be, you know, to have 6 type of mage. I mean, not exactly mage, but let's say magic manipulators, right? You were focusing all your effort to manipulate magic, to manipulate magical energies. You were focusing all your effort to manipulate magical energies into how do you say benefico in English? No, not this. Not this. Benevolent? Benevolent. Maybe benevolent. Benevolent. Into benevolent spells to heal wounds, remove curses, and such. Okay. And so this will get, now it's not exactly 1-to-1, right? But I think it's important, or we say that the problem of the magic. Wait, we have an issue here. I need to solve this issue in my mind before I can solve it in the game. History of Magic Volume 4. So yeah, because you know, in the story, actually, the ways get created in Iliacum, and they are deriving the energy from the crystal. So it's not very easy to say that you were knowing already those spells or those things up front, right? Yeah, and there is this in the history of magic that basically so it was a number of years after that with the new race began entering Iliacum, but of course new is a bit of a blah blah blah. Upon entering Iliacum from the Stone Library, all they were amazed by what they saw. Massive sprawling lands free, blah blah blah. Pleasant, lush, rich lands, blah blah blah. And the crystal. Many of none of these races plebiscite had prolific magic powers. Many, if not all, these races had magic powers. Yes, ranging from magic use and spell of the other works and cultures. Exactly. Our world was different. All of the magic were lost. Now, this one I think is a bit too strong. So I think what we should say is that their magic was different, and so the way they were manipulating magic inside Iliacum was different. It was not working anymore, right? And so they are basically starting to research the new magic in the new world. So yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I think it's fine. It's in line with what I'm thinking, but it's not the same way, but I know it's useful. I think you need to teach a little to a new player the benefits we have the crystal. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, the problem is that our ways are not really, you know, one-to-one with. So if I look at the spells, right? If I look at the spells, let me look at the spells quickly. I'm in another screen, but it's okay. So list spells. So if I go crystal, you know. Crystal is not only about healing. There is some healing, but there is also damage. There is well, there is missile shower, for example. But there is a lot about purification, a lot about healing. So what I'm saying is that if in your previous world, right? If in your previous world you were a healer, or anyway you were someone connected to healing purifications and things like that, I think it's very, very, very likely that you will be able to manipulate the crystal way magic. Right? This is what I'm saying. Now, in the character creation is a bit weird because you will see Crystal Way +6, and in theory, you know, you don't understand what is it, but I think you can mouse over on it now, so you will be able to learn it. It's a bit out of context because you're still in your home world somehow, but I cannot do anything about it. So I think we need to do it like that. There's no way. And I think we can just go for the other 4. I think I will just go Elementalist Fire, Elementalist, you know, Earth, Elementalist, Air. You know, I think we can do something like that because otherwise it will be too long. I mean, it will be too hard to invent names which are not the Iliacum one, but are still relevant, right? And I think we can go with Necromancer for the last one. Now, I don't know if people will really get this. I mean, if people will understand that your magic in the previous world was different than the one where you're landing, but I think we will have to say maybe in the Draken plane, this could be another strong message that we give in the Draken plane, where you realize that your magic is not anymore, you know, the way you were used to. And I would say most of the people anyway will have some bonuses on magic, because even if it is not coming from the main activity, is coming from the birth event, you know, so you have some magic anyway. I mean, it's impossible that you don't have some magic bonuses at the beginning. And maybe you would choose more in this list. Yes, but okay, so let's just do it this way, right? And so I'm okay for the ways. So this part I'm fine. The problem is the rest. I mean, this part I'm not really sure. So we had, in the old game, we had the path, right? We had the path which were giving you certain bonuses based on the path that you choose. And maybe we can use that. We can use the same idea. I think it's coming from there, by the way. I think you need to teach the... In short, you simply cannot play your first hour in the game without... you simply can't play your first hours in the game without what? You mean without magic, or? Without crystal? Not sure I understand what you're saying, Hola. Are you saying that in the current game crystal magic is very important, or are you saying that based on the setting that your magic was different in the previous world and now has to be changed into the new magic, then we need to introduce a new mechanic which is changing, you know, the way you learn magic, and so you basically need to change it that way. We have street warrior, fighting monk, warlock, knight, rogue. I don't really like this too much. I mean, rogue I think is nice, but these were more like preset kind of thingies, but they never made a lot of sense to me. I mean, they never made a lot of sense. By the way, we're working in percentage here. Interesting. 40% of what? No idea. So, okay, so we want to give, so the point is that we want to give bonuses to this armor. I mean, when you are a new player, you simply need to use crystal, and you don't know if you have no other choices. When you are a new player, you simply need to use crystal. Why you need to use crystal? And if you don't know it, you don't have other choices. You mean not crystal way, you mean crystal magic, so the magic of coming from the crystal, right? Yes, I mean, yes, you have no other choices because you are in a new world, and so in the new world magic just works differently. So you don't have any other way than learning the new ways. And I think it should be a mini quest. It should really be a mini quest at the beginning of someone that is teaching you magic, right? And actually when I did the tabletop campaign with my players of Plane Shift, which didn't last much, but it lasted like a few months, and so I had to introduce them. So they went through the portals, and I had to introduce them to the new world. This is exactly what I did. I think I still have it. For healing, you think you can do everything, but now you need to keep the rights and make small points. If you walk outside, you can't. Yeah, but this is exactly the point of giving a bit more, you know, a bit more skills at the beginning. So if we give them, you know, if we give them Crystal Way +6, you know, the problem is that they will miss a glyph, but maybe we can also provide it somehow. But yeah, you need to find, I mean, I think magic is a bit of a special thing, okay? Because magic needs to be learned again in the new world. So magic is very different. It's different than knife and dagger, okay? So if you're using a knife, you can use a knife also in the new world in the same way. So I think it's not a problem. I'm just trying to focus on what can be the others so that we can provide these skills. Because I need all these skills, huh? I need all these skills, actually. I mean, shield handling I don't think is very important, but at least these ones I think they are relevant. I think they are relevant. Let me just put them here on the side 1 second. Knight. Now, it doesn't always make sense to be a knight in every setting. I mean, in every world that we have, but I really would like to give a bit of a... I really would like to have one choice, you know, for each of those. And then giving armor to all these ones based on what they need the most. So basically we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We need 7 professions. We need 7 professions which are not magic related. Right? We need 7 professions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We need 7 professions. And each one will have... Shield handling, we will not have it. I think it's okay if you don't have shield handling at the beginning. I mean, it's fine. Right? And so... Now, the problem will be... And so they should be connected something like sword. The problem is heavy. I think we will not give any heavy. I think we will give only medium and light armor, right? I think heavy armor we will exclude it. But so if we go for a knight, for example, we can say sword +4, medium armor +2. Which will be still 30 points, and so it's similar to the other one, so it's a +6 total. And I think it could be a knight, right? And then we go for knives and dagger. I don't know, this one could be a rogue, maybe. Something like that. Could be a rogue. A mercenary rogue. And this one can give you a knives and daggers +4. And in this case, for sure, will be a light armor +2, right? Because it's a rogue. Then the axe, the axe, I don't know, is another type of knight. I mean, it's another type of... maybe we can go for guard or something like that. I mean, who is using an axe more than a... We had a hunter. We can go soldier. Soldier I think is okay. I think soldier makes sense. I think the soldier can use the axe for whatever reason. Okay. So we can have an axe +4 and a medium armor +2. So it's a bit more heavy, right? Then we can have the hunter, which is... even if mace and hammer, mace and hammer is not easy to pair with anything, because mace and hammer, it's not easy to pair with anything. Probably we will go with medium armor for all of them except the rogue. Or we can go mercenary. You know, a generic mercenary, which is similar to a soldier, but I think this is a more mercenary for hire, you know? More of a hired mercenary. And maybe this one can have mace and medium... mace and hammer +4 and medium armor. Then there will be the melee. Melee I think we can have a martial artist. The problem is, or a monk, or a fighting monk. I think a fighting monk can be okay, right? Also because it's giving you a bit of you know, what I want is that these options.
Hesitation leads to defeat.
I'm not hesitating at all. I think that this option should give you, okay, the bonuses, but should also give you a bit of a trait for your character, okay? So it should give you a bit of a background of which kind of person you were, right? So like the knight you were serving, you know, you were serving your, I don't know, king or your, you know, military owner, whatever it was. I mean, you were serving someone, okay? Soldier, you were more of part of the guards and serving the city. Right? Mercenary, you're more, you know, going by yourself and taking money as needed and being a fighter for, you know, as a job. And fighting monk, I think, is giving a bit of a, you know, special kind of, you know, meditation and focus and strong-willed character, you know. So will be nice if these are anyway giving you some roleplay ideas, right? So that this is exactly what I want to achieve with this character creation. Now, people will maybe look only at the numbers and not even read the description, and they will be sad. But it's okay if they do it. But my design, you know, is based on ideas that you can have to roleplay your character. Okay, so each of these options should give you some ideas to roleplay your character in a certain way. Right? It's not that you start the game and you don't even know who you are. Okay, this is exactly what I want to change. Now, wow, the polearm and spear. This is like, I have no idea what to put here, but and the ranged can be a hunter. Hunter, I think, is okay because he's using mostly, but polearm and spear is usually a very, maybe we can avoid it. I don't know. Maybe we can avoid it in the character creation. Would be a pity though, because someone using polearms and spears is usually part of an army, right? You are part of an army if you are using this kind of weapons, because it's not a weapon that you use by yourself. It's usually in a formation, right? So you are in a formation with a block of your army, and you are using those weapons anti-horse, you know, anti-knights or things like that. So it's kind of a, you know, city defense kind of skill. Or so I have no idea what can be the name or the story behind someone using polearms and spear. I have no idea. So a pikeman, what is a pikeman? I mean, what is a pikeman doing in his life? He's being a pikeman. Hey, he's usually part of an army anyway. He's part of an army. Or he's part of the city defenses, or
javelins, pole weapons were on the rise again in the maces and axes, were largely replaced by pikes and similar, and this is that allows you to watch TV shows, and you also have tactical significance in the 14th century. While the pike was used all over Europe, for example by the Scots or the Flemish, to name but a few, this was successful, and now Landsknechts, archers, and...
We need, I mean, it's, yeah, as I was saying, it's part of an army. I don't know if I have a name for it. I mean, it's, or we put the guard, we can do this split, you know. We can do guard and we can do soldier here. You know, so here we can give a bit of a flavor of guarding the city, and here we can give a bit of a flavor of, you know, being part of an army. Yeah, I think we can solve it this way, is the only way. I don't have any other good ideas on this. Okay. Can someone help me to write down, you know, these 7 descriptions? Knight. Knight is usually serving someone, right? So it doesn't mean there's a knight for the city, but I would like it to be more a knight for a local castle, local power, right? You were hired by the local, I don't want to say king, because king really doesn't, I mean, king doesn't translate into our world too much, even if I guess that on some worlds may translate, but you were hired by the local, we can say landowner. Landowner is generic enough to be applicable basically to everything. The only thing I want to say is that it must be a very powerful one, right? You were hired by a powerful landowner. Let's say this. You were hired by a powerful landowner. Or lord. Yeah, maybe lord. Because I want this to be applicable, you know, to any race, right? Including, unfortunately, because we always have this freaking problem, but including, unfortunately, the Kran and the Lemur, which are actually born in Iliacum already. So, and that's, I know that's a problem, but so I cannot say king, because in Iliacum there are no kings. So, but a landowner, you know, it can be, right? A landowner can exist also in Iliac. So when you were young, you were, you know, hired by a landowner, which was, I don't know, owning a village or owning a city or owning a castle or a fortress. We can also say a fortress owner or something. To serve as a knight, defending his fortress. I mean, it's generic enough. They can be really anywhere, right? We can call it lord. Yeah, we can call. I don't know if lord is. I would keep it as generic as possible. You were hired by a powerful landowner to serve as a knight, defending his fortress. You went through sword trainings and what? And armor trainings. I mean, considering, I mean, it's your main activity. You didn't really fought a lot of battles. I mean, I think it's up to the player then. If the player wants to tell that he fought a lot of battles, can still say it. You know, these are just hints for you to roleplay your character. And if you want to say, yes, in my world, you know, my fortress was, you know, the biggest of the planet or whatever, you can still say it. But I think my idea is that you didn't go through a lot of wars, right? Because anyway, you still have a relatively low skill. But again, I'm you know, I will look how it plays out, but I think I have no issue in boosting it more. I think characters should come to the world with already some capabilities. Because, by the way, that's exactly a reason why they've been called through the portals. But because they you know, they can do something. Otherwise, they would not be called at all. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Okay, I think it's okay. Then I will ask maybe someone of you or whoever wants to contribute, you know, to improve the descriptions. Let's just give the direction and then we will improve the description one day or maybe never. Rogue. I think Rogue is pretty cool. It doesn't mean that you are an evil person. It means more that you are living in a certain way, right? So I would say living under fixed rules was never your thing, and you created your own way of living. Living under fixed rules never your thing. You was never your, can we say it in a better way? Was never living under fixed rules. Was not your style. Living under fixed rules was not your style. You preferred the how do you say the underground of the city? I mean, meaning the, you know, lower quarters. You prefer the lower quarters where the control, no, the lower quarters with less the lower quarters with less control. You preferred. Is it clear that I'm speaking about the city lower quarters or the? I mean, you prefer the lower quarters with less controls. The lower, I mean, with. You prefer the lower quarters where rules are, no, where I mean, I don't want to say that there are no rules, but I want to say that the rules are a bit more loose, you know, and are based on real life, you know. So how, I mean, you know, where common sense and life needs decide the course or the course of action. I don't know. Something like that. Decide your make your decisions. I mean, you're taking decisions more based on what you need and the local rules than the, you know, the government rules or something like that. So rogue in that sense, not rogue being by default an evil person or someone that steals from people. Knives and daggers and light armor. Okay. By the way, what is the translation of rogue in Italian? Because I know exactly rogue in my I mean in video games and okay, so in Italian, he has kind of a negative connotation, at least with this translation. It's a kind of a negative connotation, which is not heavy. Which is not heavy, but is there. I mean, it's not Robin Hood for sure. I mean... Well, I mean, it could be, but it's a bit borderline. Because there is a bit of negative connotation with this word in Italian. Like with this one as well. So in general, rogue is associated to something that is anyway. I don't know, we can call it differently. But what I mean is someone that is not always, you know, playing by the rules. What does that mean, Tony? I mean, what are the two faces? Is that a hint for me? I mean, please give me answers. Don't make puzzles. Been a hot minute. What do you mean by a hot minute? Decided to watch the stream today. How is the tournament going, by the way? What happened? I didn't follow the game. Did they do 3-0 or not? Oh my god. No, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. They did 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. Oh my god. It's a best of 5. So if they reach 3, so if they win the next game, they are... No, fuck, I closed it. Bad idea. Yeah, easy. Yeah, I would like to watch the games, but I can watch them also later on. And at the end, I don't really... I mean, I prefer to move on with playing shift. Hello, Electra. How are you? Welcome. We are working on the character creation, and in particular, we are trying to, you know, have a good balance between choices that you make, which may help you to shape the way your character is in your past life, and in choices that can be interesting to people which are looking more at the numbers, you know. So we are trying to balance between the two. So not making it only a rules choice, but also making it a kind of a role-playing choice. Is that LOL or Dota? No, it's Dota. It's Dota, it's Dota. This is the symbol of Dota. There is the international running. International is a 40 millions pool prize tournament, which is running every year, but last year
You will
it
be
didn't run.
assimilated. Resistance is futile.
And if you want to look at the prize pool, so the first team will get 18 millions, right? 18 millions, which is basically 5 people plus the coach. Now, I don't know exactly how they split it, but the second one is 5 million. So the guys that are fighting now, they are fighting for 13 millions difference. 13 millions difference, right? 5 guys that are probably between, you know, 20 and 25 years old, right? So there is kind of a life-changing event for them. I mean, it would be a life-changing event for anyone, even if you are 50 or 60. But I would say even more if you are 24, right? Because if you get, you know, 2 or 3 millions when you are 24, well, you know, you have a lot of options in your life. You have a lot of options. Yeah. You only watch Overwatch? Yeah, the problem is the problem is the budget. The budget is so insane that is making it, you know, interesting by default. And by the way, I like Dota. I really like Dota. I think it's a very nice game. It's very fun to play. It's very, very fun to play. So, look, this guy, I don't know what is his age, but it can be like 20, 21, right? He may get 4 millions in the next 2 hours. So in the next 2 hours, he knows if he's getting 4 millions or only 1. Well, being second anyway, I think they are getting, yes, 5 million. So, yeah, about 1 million each. Or 800k each. So in the next 2 hours, he will know if he's a millionaire or not, that guy. And 9 more guys. So that's why it's interesting. But it's also interesting because it's a very nice game. Okay, guard. Guard, I think it should be part of the city or the village. So we can say You served as a guard. You served as a guard for your... I'm saying city village, meaning that the people can decide whatever they want. I mean, if it was a big city or a small village, I don't care. You served as a guard for your city village. Defending city village. There were some situations where you risk your life, but you always manage to do what? You always manage to no. You always manage no. There were some situations where you risk your life. But overall you liked it. You liked what? What can you like of being a guard? You like the feeling of protecting people? Maybe. I don't know. I'm going a bit random here, but plus 4x, plus 2 medium armor. Okay. Mercenary. So the idea of the mercenary is that you are a mercenary for hire. So you don't really care about, you know, which sides you are in. It's more that you care how much money they give you. So do we want to push a bit on the money, or do we want to push just on the love for war? Do we want to push the love for war, or do we want to push the love for money on this one? Because it's the same mercenary, but it's two very different psychological profile, right? Or we can let the player decide, but I mean, you can change any of that, by the way, when you are role playing, so it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, it makes a difference because it's giving you hints, but so money or war? I think we can go money, and we can go war on the soldier, because anyway we will need a, you know, some... Yeah, exactly. Let's go money. Let's go money, and so we say something like... Wars maybe is too much, but... Wars are a way to make money. You always been convinced about it, and you decided to become a mercenary for hire, to whoever was paying you more, right? Easy. Boom. Mason hammer plus 4, medium armor plus 2. Okay, fighting monk. This guy is a meditator, you know, someone that meditates, that is like the strong will, that is the guy that, you know, lives. I mean, doesn't have to live alone by choice, but is a lot of discipline, you know. Discipline can shape your body and your mind. Discipline can shape your body and your mind. No, let's say you wanted discipline to... No, I don't like it. Discipline can shape your body and your mind. Discipline... Why can? Discipline has shaped as discipline as shaped sounds very weird. Is it okay? As shaped your body and mind. Discipline S-shaped. Are we speaking in the past or are we speaking at the present in all of this? You were, you developed. Yeah, we're speaking in the past. You were, you developed. Do you say as shaped or you say shaped? Because in Italian, unfortunately, we have these double verbs which are always fucking me up in English. I think you say shaped, huh? Discipline shape your body and mind. Growing more and more into your way of living. Growing more into your way of living until you decided to join a group of meditators, ascetic something. A group of, I mean, I don't want to make it too extreme, but let's say ascetic monks living in simple ways, but with an extremely rich soul. Wow, I want to go right now. I want to be a fighting monk right now. Too much discipline, no thank you. So we can give him melee and we can give him light armor as well, why not? I mean, who said that the monk cannot have armor? I mean, in theory, do we have a quarterstaff? I think the quarterstaff is inside spare, though. Do we have weapons? Yeah, we have weapons like quarterstaffs, right? I think they are under polearms or they are under melee. No. Do we? I don't remember. Anyone knows? Item stats. Do we have where name like staff? Quarterstaff. Quarterstaff is... In which category is it? Is a melee weapon, but item skill ID number 5. Item skill ID number 5 is definitely melee. Melee. Fuck this thing. Melee. No, it's 5. It's not melee. It's polearms and spears. So the quarterstaff is part of the other category. Or we give him, you know, +2/+2. We can also do this. We can do +2 melee and +2 polearm and spear and +2 light armor. So at the end is always the same. So he has 3 skills. Do we want to do that? 2/2/2? Or do we want to just being a monk fighting with his hands? I don't know. Not fighting monkey. Fighting monk. Shaolin monk versus fighter. Kung Fu monk and other masters. Shaolin monk destroys Muay Thai warrior. Perfect. Mana, 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 mana. There is the Shaolin monk. I mean, these other people though. I mean, is it... I mean, it's a whole history. I mean, it's too long. It's 10 minutes. We would never see... maybe here, maybe here. Maybe here. Boom! Miss. I'm sorry. It missed so bad. Okay, I don't know. I think it should be... we remove the poly... Okay, let's remove the polyarms. I mean, they may be using... Let's give an option only for the people that want pure melee. Maybe there is people that want pure melee and say, why you polluted it with spares? Why? I don't want to use quarterstaff. Just your hand, huh? Just your hand, no weapons. Okay, okay. Even if you sometimes you say melee weapons, but actually I think it's improper in this context. Okay. So discipline shape your body and mind, growing more and more into your way of living until you decide to join a group of ascetic monks living in simple ways but with an extremely rich soul. Hula, do you want to become a fighting monk or not? Do you want to be a fighting monk? Which fighting monk in French? Which in French is moine de combat.
Moine de combat.
Ah, moine. Moine is another hard one. Whenever you have vowels next to each other in any language is a mess, okay? Whenever you have like double vowels in any language is a mess. Okay. Soldier. What did we say for the soldier? Is that the soldier is a guy that likes war because he likes war. I mean, he doesn't do it for the money. He doesn't do it for his king because he's more of the knight. Maybe he's also doing it for his king, but a bit less, let's say. He's less involved in... Right? Otherwise you are a guard or you are a knight. So a soldier is a bit more of a soldier because he wants to be in battle. What is another synonym of soldier? Soldier synonyms. Fighter, serviceman, servicewoman. I like this distinction. Serviceman, servicewoman. Fighting man, fighting woman. You should say fightress then. Fightress and fighter. Conrad in arms, warrior, trooper, cannon fodder. Oh my god, I don't want to be a cannon fodder. Hello, Lou Dragone Cat. Lou Dragoni Cat. Are you more of a dragon or more of a cat? That's very important for me because I'm a lion, you know? And so that's very important for me to know if you're more of a dragon or a cat. But thank you for the follow. Let's go with soldier, okay? Let's go with soldier. And we say, what do we say? Boys, can you write at least one description yourself? Why you have me to do all the job? Write one for me. For example, you see the hunter is coming, right? The hunter will be next. Write a description for me. A few ages ago, you became a soldier because you... you typed it, huh? A few ages ago, you became a soldier because you couldn't avoid it. You were enlisted by your king. And then, do you like it or not? I want to give a bit of the psychological profiles in these ones. More than the fact that, you know, it just happened to you, but you can also say that. Why you couldn't avoid it? What happened? What happened? Why you couldn't avoid it? Like, I mean, there was a war in your city, and you just embraced the arms, and then he said, "Yes, I like it." Okay, the first time you picked up a spear was by necessity, with your city village under siege. The first time you picked up a spear was by necessity, with your city village under siege. Okay, so you couldn't avoid it. But then you decided to make it a profession. Decided to make it a profession. Loving what? Loving weapons, loving armor, loving metal on you. Loving. I mean, if you are a soldier, what do you like? I mean, I think being a soldier sucks, by the way. So I would never be a soldier in my life. But let's put ourselves for a second in the point where being a soldier is nice, even if it's not nice. But because killing people is never nice. But in the fiction, okay, of a fantasy world, where killing monsters or enemies can be fun, okay, in this kind of fictional world where unfortunately, I mean, is the way it is, let's imagine that you are happy about it and you do what? And you love what? You love the weapons, huh? You love the shine of the crystal or of the sun on your weapon when is reflected on you. The reflexes of the sun. You love the shininess of your weapons. You love the sound of metal. Not metal music, but you love the sound of metal. You love what you love. I don't know. You love the risk, you love the adrenaline, huh? You love the adrenaline. Yeah, I think the soldiers like the adrenaline. I mean, the few ones that really want to fight. Because it's like martial arts. I think that the first time you picked up Sphere was by necessity, your city village under siege, but then you decided to make it a profession. Loving the adrenaline. Was the adrenaline already known in medieval times? So see you, Electra, bye. Loving the adrenaline and the risk of a fight. Okay, that would be it. Here is your psychological profile for this guy. Hunter. Oh, fuck. The hunter was the perfect one with the adrenaline, the risk of a fight. No, I need to invent something else. It was perfect for the hunter. Well, the hunter we will go for discovery. Okay. So providing food. Do you say providing food or do you say nourishment or something? Do you say or not providing? I mean gathering, finding, provisioning. I think provisioning is more for an army, or if you have a very, very large fridge. We can say no. What I want to say is that, I mean, you are hunting obviously to find food, but also at the same time for the discovery, for maybe the knowledge of different creatures, races, and Blue Dragon Cat. Providing food can work. Nice. If we have some native, you know, some mother tongue English speakers, it's gonna help me so much, because, you know, sometimes, I mean, my English is not bad, but I'm losing the nuances, right? I'm losing the nuances a bit. Like, sometimes, like between providing and provisioning, I mean, I can translate it in Italian and figure out the difference, right? But yeah, no, I think I can. I think I can, actually. Thinking about it, I think I can. English is not your mother tongue. Okay. We will speak our pidgin English. So providing, I mean, Tony is English mother tongue, but she's lazy, so she's lazy and busy, so she doesn't help too much. So providing food. No, providing food, I don't like it. We will go with providing nourishment, which I think is very nice. Providing. I think it's with the O, right? Oh my god, the U or the OU of English, I mean British English, American English, I have no idea. How do we want to do it? Do we want to do it with the O or without the O? I don't know. Adrenaline can be... Yes, but adrenaline we used it already for the soldier. I think for the hunter... With the O. You like it with the O, so you are more on the British side and on the US side. I see. Providing nourishment. Providing nourishment to your family. I mean, do we want to make it a bit? Do we want to make it a bit romantic or not? Is the hunter also a bit romantic? Maybe yes. Providing nourishment to your family. I think I used family already in another one, no? Wait. Trainings. By the way, can we say sword and armor trainings instead of repeating training twice? No, I said protecting people. This was protecting people, but I think it's okay. Providing nourishment to your family. And at the same time, discovering new creatures, new places, new what? To your people. Providing nourishment to your people. Okay. Yeah, but if you are a hunter, I mean, it's not that you are becoming a butcher and you are selling it in a shop, you know? So, I mean, it's anyway a smaller group. I mean, people seems that you are like providing to the whole population. No, I think I prefer family more. Sorry about that. Providing nourishment to your family and at the same... And yourself, by the way. And at the same time, discovering new creatures, new places, and having the thrill of the hunt. The thrill of the hunt. Is what you live for. Huh? Poaching? I think I never understood poaching in my life. What is it? Isn't poaching like trying to get someone else on your team? Like, I don't know, like you have a... No, bracconaggio? Ah, okay. But bracconaggio sounds more like organized bribery or something. Organized assault to caravans passing by. But at least the translation in Italian is more like a group of people that are stopping caravans and no, or they are hunting. Yeah, maybe they are hunting animals, but in a kind of a unlawful way. I mean, something against the law. Or I think it's okay. Providing nourishment to your family at the same time discovering new creatures, new placing. I mean, the thrill of the hunt is what you live, not your life. Is what you live for. Okay. Yeah, it's hunting animal without leg. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I think it's the second one that I was saying. Yes, the first one probably not. But bracconieri, bracconaggio, bracconieri. Okay, so here we give him what? Ah, wait. We give him spare +4, and then we give him what? Light armor to the soldier or medium armor? No, medium armor to the soldier. Medium armor +2. And then to the hunter, we give him what? We give him range +4 and light armor +2. So I think the hunter makes sense. That I think is a good list at the end. I mean, we covered all the skills, which was our objective, but I think is also a good list. I think it's also a good list of, you know, different types of people. Okay, this is the list of this is the list of the, oh my god, no, wait, okay, this is the list of the magic users. Okay, this block is magic users. So we need to create descriptions for all of them, which are interesting enough for the people to choose them, because the whole point of this list is that people get ideas for roleplay and they are interested in this character and saying, ooh, nice, I want to be a healer, I want to be a soldier, I want to be this and that, I want to be a knight, right? I don't like this color. This color is really hurting my eyes. This one even more. Can we have a yellow which is not... The problem is that I'm using dark mode, so whatever color I choose is anyway not the color that is picked here, because using dark mode is changing all the colors, you know. In fact, as you see, the more I make it dark, the more it becomes light. And the more I make it light, the more it becomes dark. Okay, like this I think is okay. And this one is the other block until mining. Yeah, let's say these ones are blocks of similar skills. Like all of this is around crafting and mining. All of this is about profession, around weapons. And all of this is about magic. Okay. So healer, we said you were focusing all your effort to manipulate. All your efforts? No, all I think is a bad idea. You were focusing your effort to manipulate magical energies into... You were focusing your studies. You were focusing your studies to manipulate magical energies into benevolent spell to heal wounds, remove curses, and purify. And purify what? And purifications. Purifications. Okay. Do I need a comma between this and this to ensure that it's not remove purifications? I think so. Okay. Elemental is fire. Elemental is fire. Meanwhile, let me see how the tournament is going. They are 2-0 for LGD at the moment. And they are 2-1 in the overall. 2-1 in the overall for Team Spirit. And in the current game, which is the 4th game, they are 2-0 for LGD. Which is, for now is nothing. Because in a game like this, you get maybe like 20 kills. So it just started. It's like 5 minutes. Okay. Why we have a healer here? No. We have a healer down here. No. We have a healer. I think we will need to change it. This one needs to be changed. I don't know how, but we cannot keep it healer if here we have healer. Otherwise, things will become super confusing. Even if this one is the main activity, so it will be in a specific area, and this one is the side activity, which is another area. But I don't think it should be called the same. It will be super confusing if it's called the same. Okay, elemental is fire, boys. What do we type? What do we type? Can we have a bit of a story? I mean, having a short story on how you discover to be related to fire. How can you be related to fire in a simple way? But you were a juggler of fire sticks. Maybe not. You were a cook and your kitchen was taking fire every I mean, one time a week. Probably not. I don't know exactly what to type on these ones. Or we keep them all the same and we just change at the end fire, hurt, air and water, or we... what do we type? It could be a simple fascination with fire and its destructive force. I like the destructive force. In terms of spells, I can read you the spells that we have. It's not too much of a spoiler, right? I can read you the spells that we have in red. We have also electricity. We have like Electro Touch, Flame Burst, Flame Spire, Flaming Weapon, Instill Confusion, Lava Pit, Strength, Meteor, Lightning Vortex. So it's all about volcanoes, lava, meteors, you know, flames. But also electricity, eh? Also electricity. Because electricity and lightning is under red. I don't know if I want to make a backstory, because, you know, a backstory is too... I think we should go, like you were saying, on the destructive power. I mean, trying to characterize each one by something, but not to make a backstory, because a backstory would be too little compared to fire overall, right? Whatever story we come up with will be out of place compared to the immensity of an element. Yeah, so it's really about it's really about destruction. It's really about destruction. So we can say, are you fascinated by destruction, or are you what? Are you intrigued by the devastating power of certain spell, the devastating power of magic? Intrigued by the devastating power of magic. Intrigued by the devastating power of magic. You focused your studies on fire and lightning. Do we want to say here which are the spells or not? Or we just want to stay on... Well, on the one above I said anyway, healing, curing, you know, mending, whatever. So we can probably say it here as well. Interpret the devastating power of magic, focus your studies on fire and lightning. In nature and in magic. Okay, done. Elemental is hard. So for earth, we have spells like, is also protection. There is a lot of rock armor, sun blast, flying stones, summon tree, stone warp, armored skin. There is a lot of protection spells as well under the brown way. turn into stone, minor earthquake, minor earthquake, summon earth spirit. These are all the spells that we have. I mean, some of the spells that we have in this area. So I think it's a power of creation somehow, because you are creating a tree, creating an armor, creating, and also creation really goes well with nature somehow. So I think it's connected to nature and creation. By the way, I should just take maybe the description of our ways to that maybe will be simpler. Let me see if I have the description of the way somewhere. Crystal way. User of this way get pure energy of the crystal more directly. No, wait. We are doing crystal way, we did it. I need brown way. Brown way. The glyphs of this way, the wizard ability to cast different protective spell to summon natural creatures and monsters to influence their will. This way is very close to the element of earth and can control all of that is related to it. User can call nature spirit for assistance or mark themselves and allies as friend of nature. Yeah, I think it's a lot of connection with nature and creatures and summoning, and so we can say we can say the power of nature fascinated you your early life, and you decided to the power of nature fascinated your early life, and you I don't want to say again focused your studies, even if it makes a lot of sense, but I don't want to say again the same thing. And you, what is a synonym of focusing your studies on something? And you the power of nature fascinated your early life. Can you say fascinated your early life? Bah, I don't know if life can be fascinated, but fascinated you in your early life. Fascinated, because you can fascinate you from the beginning, from the power of nature fascinated you early. Fascinated you early, I think works. Fascinated you early, and the power of nature fascinated you early. Creations, no, being able to summoning and control of creatures, summoning and controlling creatures was what was something that you liked a lot, something that you was summoning and controlling creatures was what was making you even closer to nature. Okay, done. I don't know, we can change them later on, boys. If you have a better description, you can think about it, it would be very nice. We can put it in, okay? Elemental air. Now in air we have well, not in air, but in Azure we have defensive wind, phantasma voices. Let me read the thingy. Azure way. Basically a sneaky and insidious energy. The Azure way controls the will, the perception and the intention of any intelligence being. Its power comes from the deep knowledge of the mind and how to influence it. But it also relies on the mind potential to influence the surrounding area of object, particularly related to the air element. So I think yes, Azure way is a bit of a mix. It's a mix of mind control and air element. So yes. Yeah, so we need to go a bit also on this mind control thingy. I don't think anyone would say of himself as sneaky and insidious energy, so I don't think that people of the Red Way will describe themselves as that. I think it's more of an outside perception, you know, that is sneaky and insidious, but so I think we should exclude this part from the description, but I think that this part could be good. For the deep knowledge of the mind. I think the deep knowledge of the mind is very nice. So we can say deep knowledge, you developed, something like you developed deep knowledge of the mind. And what did we say? Of the mind and how to influence it. I think it's good, and how to influence it. I think we can use that. And now to influence it through magic, by leveraging also the air element. Perfect. Okay, elemental water is actually the blue way, but again, our ways are not one-to-one with elements. They are different, but there is a part of it. Many diseases and poisons can be cured without the help of the spell of this way. The offensive and defensive potential of these are reside mainly in the control of the water element, but also cold and ice. Equally an estimated divination spell can provide useful information on the past, present, and future. Ah, interesting. Divination, purification, water elements. Purification, I don't think so. But divination and you could add something about how the mage prefers invisible forces since mind powers and air body invisible. Even if a tornado, I would say, is not very invisible, but but yes, is like invisible. Yeah, I mean, is more intangible, you know, intangible forms. Even if water, I mean, I think it was working better for air. For water, I think we can say something that, you know, poisons. I mean, I think we can go in the poison direction a bit, and we can say that let's say manipulation of water energies. Manipulation of water energies led you to manipulation of water energies led you to creation of poisons, but the creation of poisons I don't think is enough. I like the offensive and defensive potential. I like the offensive and defensive, because actually in Blue Way we have both. Manipulation of water energies as offensive or defensive. No. Manipulation of water, offensive or defensive energies. Manipulation of water, offensive or defensive energies. Guided your studies, your adulthood, your early life, your teenagers' days. Manipulation of water. Manipulation of, I think in English you would say manipulation of offensive and defensive water. No, the manipulation of offensive and defensive energies coming from the water element. Manipulation of offensive and defensive energies coming from the water element. We can say again fascinated you, or were the focus of your studies or stimulated your interest. Stimulated your interest for years. Manipulation of offensive and defensive energies coming from the water element stimulated your interest for years, allowing the creation of powerful spells. Okay, that's it. I need to move on, boys, otherwise it will take us like 20 years to finish this. Necromancer. I mean, remember that I'm listing them as this, which are by purpose a bit generic and applicable to any possible world, because for the one of you that are new, you know, our universe is made of, you know, different planets where the races are born, but then we have a final planet, right? We have a final planet where the races are getting transported and where the game starts, okay? So my problem is that I cannot really... I mean, my problem is that the way they were calling, you know, the Crystal Way Wizard here is completely different from what it is here, and it's different from what it is here. So we need to... So on the left, you know, we have, which is the character selection, we need to stay generic enough so that it's applicable to a variety of worlds and settings. You know, you can think of it like if you have to adapt it to Dragonlance setting and you know, an Eberron settings or whatever. So this is why they are a bit... This is why I don't call it Red Way Mage or Brown Way Mage, because I cannot, right? I cannot. Otherwise it would be so easy to just call them this way, but I cannot. So this is why I have Necromancer, which in our world doesn't make any sense, but in general, you know, for the worlds where the races are coming from, I think it can be a generic term to... describe, you know, someone that is manipulating dark energies and, I don't know, trying to speak with the dead and things like that, right? So we have to do this translation somehow. Dark Way. This way is the one that creates more myth than any of the other. His practitioner have a history of being the most innovative of practitioner of the ways of magic, but with all innovation there is both good and bad. What do you innovate today? I have a zombie playing chess with me. It is well known that many disasters and epidemics were caused by the adepts of the ancient way. For example, also this doesn't apply, right? Because this is what happened in this world, right? Because when you arrive, the world is already, you know, formed. But while holding some spells with terrifying effect, things can become even worse if one loses control of his power. Someone spell enabled to control horrific creatures, such as undead, demons, and spirits, with someone enabled to control objects and people in subtle manner at distance. Hey, I think here in the description we have to go a bit dark, eh? In the description we have to go dark. We have to go dark. I mean, it's not that the Necromancer is automatically evil, but I mean, it's very close to it. You can call it a Dark Mage. You can also call it a Dark Mage. I mean, it's not that he's only on dead. I can call it dark. I can call it dark. You want to call it Dark Mage? We can call it Dark Mage. The problem is that no one else is called a mage. I mean, otherwise I need to call it Water Mage, Air Mage. And it is a healer. I mean, it needs to be paired with this, okay? So it needs to be paired with these ones in terms of being consistent, right? So how is a dark mage called? It cannot be mage. It cannot be mage. It cannot be mage. No, I think a necromancer. I don't know if I don't know if there is another way to say dark mage, but I have no idea. Dark energy. I don't know. I don't know even how to search a synonym for. We can search a synonym for dark, but I don't think dark mage. Maybe dark mage synonym exists. 15 words and phrases for dark mage. What is it? Gloomy. Pessimistic. We can have a pessimistic mage. Dark sorcerer. Evil wizard. Sorcerer. Maybe we can call it sorcerer. Dark sorcerer. Occultist. Yeah, it's more generic than necromancer. I agree. Necromancer is very, very thin. I mean, it's very specific. Sorcerer or warlock. We can call it dark sorcerer and that's it. Let's call it dark sorcerer. At least he's not really a mage, being a wizard. I mean, I don't want to use mage or wizard. I want to use another term, and I think maybe dark sorcerer can do it. Okay, let's say dark sorcerer. Sage, a sad mage. Do you want to have sad mage here as a choice? People say, what is a sad mage? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. How do we describe this guy? I think a dark sorcerer is really, you know, delving into kind of prohibited lands and of magic. I mean, he's trying to mix stuff that should never be mixed. Right? He's trying to gather energies from sources that he should not usually use. Right? Meaning dead people, I don't know, or limbs, or blood, or I don't know, brain matter or whatever. So a dark sorcerer is trying to use, I mean, he's trying to find magic in places where other mages are not usually searching, right? Just because they dislike those sources. So I think what we can have is that the description is that, so that I mean, finding is maybe not the right term, but what I want to say is to extract magic, extracting energies from the most and it's not unnatural. I mean, yeah, it's a mix of unnatural and wrong, right? And wrong, right? But I don't know exactly how to express it. From the most, it's not subtle. It's not subtle. Is a mix of wrong and dark. We can say dark. Extracting energies from the most. How do you translate impensabili? Unthinkable? Is there a better word than unthinkable? Or surprising? We can say also surprising. Extract or gathering. Extracting is a bit too mechanical. Gathering energies from the most surprising and unthinkable matters. Gathering energy from the most surprising and unthinkable matters or sources. Gathering energy from the most surprising and unthinkable sources. Like dead bodies. Like dead bodies. But okay, I think it's implied, okay? I think it's implied. So I don't think we need to say that. I think it's implied. Gathering energies from the most surprising and unthinkable sources often created the most terrifying and yet amazing spells, which hooked you to this dangerous art for years. Something like that. Gathering energy from the most surprising and unthinkable sources often created the most terrifying yet amazing spells, which hooked you to this dangerous art for years. Right? You think it's good? It's good. Okay. Dark Way plus 6. Dark Way plus 6. I like it. No. We don't want to play with zombies because zombies are annoying. They never die. I mean, if you have a zombie friend, it's a problem. I mean, it's never going away. Yeah, I think making a zombie your friend is not a good idea. Unless you really like him. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so this will finish the main activities. Do we need other main activities? I think we have a lot. We have all the jobs, all the crafting, all the weapons, and all the magic. So I think it's very good. There was another thing though. There was the animal affinity. In this particular... remember you can choose only one, because main activity is choose only one. So you can choose only one of them. And consider you can choose only one of them. What we decided is that we go for the weapon type, right? For the animal affinity. So yeah, so during character, for the one of you that didn't follow the previous ones, the animal so when you are creating your character, you are getting stats, skills, and obviously roleplay tips about your life and your early life and your late life and whatever. But also you are getting affinity to certain animals that then will determine the pets that you can use, right? Now, we don't know yet. I mean, we don't know exactly how much that is going to be, determined, or I mean, how strong will be this affinity. But at the moment it's fairly strong in the whole game. Like based on that type, you just get one pet or the other because you only have one pet. But maybe in the future you will be able, to tame, like in Ark, to tame more animals. And I think that also taming animals, or even when you find a certain creature or monster, or I mean, we can expand this more, but basically we have this animal affinity that is determined during character creation. And this one has at the moment has three main areas: the type of animal, the life cycle, being daylight, being diurnal or nocturnal, and the weapon. I mean, like, what is the attack type you know, of the animal. Okay. So, and we, in the other sections here, we already decided, for example, insect, reptile, bird, mammal, arachnid, blah, blah, blah. And here we decided diurnal or nocturnal. And now what we need to decide, which is here, is the weapon, right? At the moment, in terms of weapons, we don't really have much. Consider we have very few pets, right? Actually, we have 2, I think, only. But we will have more in the future, so we should not be limited by the current list. What is that? At the moment, we have character creation affinity. Yeah, in terms of attack tool, we have mouth, claws, tail, magic, slashing, venom, and acid. So actually, these ones are. So I'm missing mouth, claws, tail, magic. I'm missing magic as well. Magic, and then it is slashing, venom, and acid. I mean, and again, these are just I mean, it's not that we need to use exactly these ones, okay? I think we can. We can also change it. We can also change them. Like for example, we have slashing, but we don't have piercing or we don't have bludgeoning. So I think it's a bit weird. I mean, we have like one type and not the other 2. So in theory, you know, if you want to do it properly, there should be a bludgeoning and there should be a piercing, right? But I don't know if we really want it. So venom, I think makes a lot. Venom or poison makes a lot of sense. Acid, acid, I don't know. I think it can be assimilated to venom. Tail, I think makes sense. Claws makes sense. Mouth, I mean, magic for sure makes sense. Mouth, can we say fangs instead of mouth? I mean, is fangs always translated as... I mean, in Italian would be good. Because mouth, I mean, mouth, I don't know. Mouth, I don't really like it as a weapon. See you, Lou Dragon Cat. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, you press the save button after disabling it. I usually you press the save button after disabling it. I think all options were directly. I mean, do we need to press save anyway? Wait. I think I didn't. I think I didn't press save, maybe. Maybe I didn't. It's strange because it was the only option that was, but okay. Maybe I didn't press on save. That could be. At Azumashi. They finished the game. What happened? They won? Oh my god. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. No, I will watch the game later on, I guess. I will watch the last game later on. No, it's 2-2. No, we need to watch the last one then. It's 2-2, boys. No, we need to watch the last one. It's 2-2. Do you want to watch it with me? I know you don't like Dota maybe, but... I mean, on 2-2 we need to... They are drafting now. They are drafting now. What time is it? It's 7. Okay, let's let the draft go. Maybe we reach like the early game, like 10 minutes in or 5 minutes in. But I think this is a game to watch. Wow, 2-2? They ended 2-2 in a best of 5. That's insane. That's insane. They don't do it for the show, because there is so much money on the line that, you know, they would never think of doing it for the show to reach a 2-2 on a final, on a grand final. So, I don't know, we can watch a bit of that maybe. I mean, I would like to watch it actually. I can stop the stream or we can watch it together, but I would like to watch it. Okay, so these are... So the question is, which kind of weapons we want to include in our animal affinity for the pet that you're gonna get. I mean, you search monster on the internet and only this monster is coming up. Fuck. What world has this become? What world has this become, really? Okay. I know, I was just checking some random monster to give me ideas of which kind of weapon. Like, for example, a dragon is, you know, breathing fire, so do we want to... But this is, I think this is considered magic. Magic. Close, fangs, close. Yeah, there could be like a club like this, like a mace, which at the end is like, you know, a bludgeoning weapon. I mean, an impact. I don't know, maybe we can call it impact. I don't know which kind of attacks we can have. But because everything that is like freezing, burning, you know, these are all magic. I think all of that we can put it under magic. I think all of that we can put it under magic, yes. No, I think this list is okay. I think Venom, Poison, and Acid, I think they can be one category. I don't know how you feel, but I don't think that Venom, Acid, Poison should be split. I think they should be the same category. Now, if I'm attacking with the tail, if I'm attacking with the claws, or if I'm attacking with the fangs, I think it makes a lot of sense. Okay. If I'm attacking with a weapon, which is a slashing weapon, bludgeoning weapon, or piercing weapon, I think it makes also a lot of sense. And if I'm attacking with magic, I think it makes sense. So I think that this list is a good list. I think we can keep this list. And everything that is like burning or freezing or whatever, it will go under magic. Okay? So let's use this list. Now let's use this list. And how many we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Sorry, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. And we have to spread it over. And we have to spread it over how many? 31. We have to spread it over 31. So actually we cannot divide it by 8. Cannot divide it by 8, but it's okay. So it's about 4, you know, it's about 4. -1, right? So each of them needs to go on 4 of these, pretty much on 4 of these options, right? Now the point is, if we want to make them meaningful compared to the type of, you know, the type of job, I would say if we can, yes. If we can, yes. So that is kind of compatible with the choice. Not that it's completely random. So for example, Alchemist Venom I think is perfect, right? Apothecary Venom I think is also perfect. Okay, let me try. Baker Venom. Baker Venom, I don't know. I think Baker can be Fangs, right? Because it's related to mouth, because you are eating. Brewer also can be Fangs, because you are eating. Cooking can also be Fangs, because you are eating. Farmer can be close, very easy. Because it's something you do with your hands, right? Fisherman I have no idea, but maybe can be tail, because fishes have tail. Jeweler can be magic, maybe. But magic we will have it everywhere here, huh? Magic, well, I don't know if we want to do that though, because we need 4 and magic are 6. Maybe we can have magic only in crystal, and we can have magic in jeweler. Leather worker. I don't know if leather worker it sounds to me more like bludgeoning or slashing or piercing. I mean all of them, because they are using a lot of tools to cut and. Maybe bludgeoning, no. Maybe bludgeoning can be more for the miner guy. I mean, it's not perfect science, okay? So I'm just trying to make them kind of meaningful, but obviously it's not. Obviously it's very hard to make it really meaningful. Close. So this is bludgeoning, this is bludgeoning as well. The blacksmith can also be bludgeoning. The blades can be slashing. Let me move this down. I don't know if I covered them all already. The weapon, the mace is that. So we finished the bludgeoning because we said the maximum 4. So bludgeoning we cannot use it anymore. Slashing, so this is a generic armor making. Armor, I have no idea. Armor can be the tail. We are not using tail in any way, but is a tail a means of defense? Maybe yes. We can use tail for armor and shields. Bow, well, bow is easy. It's obviously piercing. Knight, this one I have no idea. Well, we can go with the weapons that we assigned. So we can go slashing. But then we finished slashing already because we have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slashing in theory is finished. So we go piercing here. We go piercing here. We go bludgeoning on the melee, but I think we are finishing the options, boys. We need more well, magic, we have it definitely here. I think we don't have enough venom. We need 2 more venom. I think venom we can put it in blue. Which is very easy choice. Sorry, in blue. You can put it in blue. If you want, Azure can also be magic. Which is the one that we are missing the most? Close, probably. Close, we only have one, huh? Close, we only have one. I think we can go close into this. And again, it's not a perfect... it's not perfect science, it's just a feeling and that's it. It would be fine. Maybe we can remove metallurgy. Metallurgy can be venom though, because if you have to yeah, let's do this. If you have to melt stuff, maybe you are using specific liquids, and you know, so I think venom makes sense. What are we missing? We said we are missing close, huh? Close, we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. No, we have 4. Magic, we have 1, 2, 3. So we miss 1 magic. Which
I could do this all day.
Can do this all day. Easy. Alright, I'm turning on the light because I'm in complete darkness at the moment. I'm like in complete darkness, boys. Cannot even see where I'm moving. Okay. So which one we are missing? Which one is the one that we don't have 4? I think fangs we only have 3. I think fangs is perfect for brown. So we go magic for crystal and dark. We go close for red. Fangs for brown. I think tail could have been good for brown actually, but Azure, which is air, and we put it as magic, and this is venom. I think it's okay. I think it's an okay distribution. Pretty much everyone is 4 or 3. Okay, so this will be an indication of your animal affinity based on the choices that you made in your life. Now, you may argue, but why? I want to be able to choose it separately. I know, I understand, but I cannot make another selection only for this, you know, it will become too complex. There will be like a million elements, so I cannot do it. By the way, what is this one? Politician. We are missing the job as a politician, but I think it can give you charisma, maybe. We have it. We have it in life. Wait. We didn't. Yeah. Sorry. Forget what I said, because actually they are all here below. Because this exercise is not finished yet. We are. I mean, we made good progress, but you know, it's not finished yet. How is the game going? Why I have no audio? No idea. Oh, I have no audio. It's going 0-0. They are at 1 minute in. We are 1 minute in. There are 472,000 viewers. 472,000 viewers on that stream. Holy moly. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, so I think I will let the game go until 15 minutes and then we will watch it, okay? Okay, so just let me check one thing. Okay. So this list is good. I think we can keep it as it is. Now there is another section which is about the side activity. The side activity, you can also choose one, right? Yes, you can only choose one. And you know that I'm not really convinced that it's a good idea to have childhood as you wish. Well, there are really a lot of options, but maybe yes, maybe yes, maybe yes. I think again is you know, the players will have to be. I mean, they decide their own future, right? So if they pick, you know, inconsistent stuff that really doesn't make any sense, you know, it would be hard for them to actually role play it. So. Animal trainer. Okay, so here we have some side activities which should not be jobs. I don't understand this list. What is this list about? What is this list about? What are we doing with this list? Are we giving again the same skills that we decided here? Or are we... I mean, we can give some skills and we can give some stats, but I don't think it should be like, for example, you know, architect or artist. I mean, we had musician already. I mean, if you are a musician, I mean, do you want to be musician as a profession and artist as a side activity? I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, in my feeling, side activity, I mean, all these ones, like for example, pottery, librarian, glassblower, cartographer, you know, these are all skills that we didn't implement yet, but we will have in the future. So I think that these ones will go into the main whenever we have them, you know, whenever we have them. I mean, I don't think this category is proper, actually. I don't think this category makes any sense. I don't think it makes any sense. Is this my column? Tell a suggestion. What did I say? What did I say on this? Because we didn't have it actually. It was not existing. Was not existing. So the idea was to move. Yes, because this one was yes, exactly. This is why it doesn't make any sense to me. This is why it doesn't make any sense. Because this is a subset of the main activities that we didn't implement yet. Bro. No, that is not a good idea. These are all jobs. These are all jobs. And so all this part is not implemented yet. And I think we go in the same, yes, exactly, in the same not implemented, right? I think it's the only thing we can do. Even if, for example, empathy is implemented, but and cooking is implemented, but the whole feeling of this is that this one should not be considered. So we need the problem here that we have, the big problem that we have, is that we need to create, you know, a new category which is side activity, because we need it, because we said that is one of the choices, right? Which is like your secondary job, but it's like your secondary job as an adult, or your interest as an adult. Because the first one in the childhood, we had some which were for your early years, right? But now we need some that are for, so I think it's not easy. 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 Crap. I don't know how many we need, but obviously it needs to be meaningful, you know. Yeah, and you know what? I think all of those should be main activities, by the way. Yes, exactly. And all these blocks should be cut and pasted here. Uh-oh. Something very bad happened. What do you mean? I cannot... What? Okay. Okay, because that part will be assimilated to the block above, right? This part will be assimilated to the block above. Whenever we will have these ones implemented, they will go into the main activity. So basically, this implement when ready. So it is all add when implemented, basically. Okay, boys, if it's okay with you, I think that we can look at the tournament for a bit. I think it's already 10 minutes in. The game will not last too much, so I think it will not be too annoying to you. But I think this is the end of the stream for the Unreal Engine part. So if you are not interested in Dota, you can just, you know, leave or stay anyway, but I guess you will not really like it too much.
From the Ember, which is his major fighting tool right now in the early game.
So we're gonna watch the game.
This tower is gone.
Look at this timing. Yeah, 10 minutes. A second tier 1 tower.
Just to remind you, this is a 40 million tournament prize pool.
They're controlling,
and this is the last game, so it's the grand finals.
And Team Spirit, they just have to try to play this map split game where they're dragging the PSG LGD heroes.
It's the grand finals between the two of the best teams that exist in the world at the moment.
The space the Collapse has got. He's going to have Good timing here on the blink dagger. I mean, how proactive do you expect to see?
I think the game may last another, you know, 30 minutes or
and then
so.
attempt for a kill.
I think very likely they're going to try to make some counter
Just to give you an
moves
idea
where,
on the
like, they
timing.
try to set up a play where they expect
And I will
LGD to
cut
do
the
something
VOD
and they know
anyway. I
where
will
the
cut the
heroes are gonna
VOD, so
and
this
then
will
they're
be
set up
not
ready to
be in
take
the
that fight.
VOD.
I don't
It
really
will
expect
not
them
be
to make some
recorded.
aggressive smoke. Most likely around some enemy tower or in order to defend one of their own.
Any of you playing Dota?
Micro here.
Oh my god, Faith Beyond's being so annoying. Toronto
is.
Tokyo's trying to farm jungle with his flame guard, but he's just purging it off
Yep.
Let me
every
just see
single
if you
time.
are
And he's
hearing
taking all the
the-
camps himself, Faith Beyond here with the Wolves.
Yeah, you are hearing
Yeah,
the-
and it's a tough position to be in if you're Team Spirit. You've really drafted this like very late game heavy draft. You know it's gonna take a long time for you to come online. I think if you see a team like OG play December Spirit, you
By the way,
probably
they
want
made
some more
a they
of slight
made
chamber
a
and try to make moves,
an
try to set up
overlay
tempo,
for
and try to break up
Twitch that you
the
can
pace of the game, but
basically
Toronto
you see
Tokyo
that it
opted
can
to go
mouse
the more
over
farm-heavy
on
route.
stuff,
So their draft is gonna come online much
and I
later
can
than PSG
even
LGDs,
see a
and that's why
preview
they're allowed to
video
dominate
of
near
the
game the way they have been.
of the effect, which is incredible. So you can basically mouse over anything. You can mouse over heroes. You can mouse over their abilities. This is a Twitch integration, right? So basically, you can follow the game and learn about the
so much
game.
during this series because it's just so important. You notice you have the scouting bolts.
If you don't
from
play,
Faith
it
Beyond, so
can
there's
be a little
extra
hard to
2 wards
understand.
basically
Yeah,
that are
I
running
know.
around the map and providing vision. For
You
LGD.
can leave
And then on
if you
top of
want.
that, the Team
Where
Spirit
the money is
are
coming
so
from?
defensively placed, they're right
The
outside their own
money
towers,
is
protecting
put
their
by
triangle,
sponsors,
protecting
but
their
also
tier
is
2
put
bottom
by
tower. So it's not really giving
people
them any
buying
information about
stuff
what's going on
in the game.
They don't really see any heroes on these wards.
So when you
Whilst
buy
LGD feel
skins
very
or when you
comfortable moving around the map.
buy
So vision superiority definitely in
you
favor
know,
of LGD.
stuff.
They understand what's going on the game right now much better than Team Spirit does. Team Spirit's playing exclusively off of game sense.
You can see the confidence from PSG LGD because of that.
when you buy stuff, about 25% of the 25% of the proceedings are
Yator is so good at sniffing it out, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's made the call for Collapse to back off as well.
given to the prize pool.
This is him looking
Are
at the
put
map,
into the prize pool.
understanding what LGD is doing and responding to it perfectly. There was no information of that.
Yeah, it's not very easy to follow for you, maybe. I don't know, but basically the point is, the team on the bottom
Set
left.
up in the bottom lane.
If you look at the map, the team on
They
the
just
bottom
don't have
left
damage.
is trying to conquer the
For the supports alone.
headquarters or the fortresses of the team on the top right, and vice versa. Okay, so every team needs to destroy the other buildings, the opponent's buildings, and get their.
See if they can do it. Nightmare setup. Instantly TPs are coming in.
Now every hero has his own special skills and abilities.
They'll be able to take it. They kill off Arme. Mystic Flare's coming in, but Yatoro is able to sidestep it. PSG LGD, can they get a grab in return? Nothing to say. Trying to charge in. See Mirror head into the trees, trying to distract them
And it's
from
all
the rest
about
of the hit
positioning,
of the
really.
micro.
Positioning and team fights.
He's
And
able to lock down Maposhka here with a setup from the Centaur, drag back into the combo. He'll try his best to break the combo. Nothing to say here with the curse thrown out Maposhka, but he will still end up going down. Still though, Spirit, they'll take that. They got in, they're able to take Arme off the map. Yatoro is able to continue to farm here with the benefit of Collapse and the Empower.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But
at the top you see, I mean the game is 5 versus 5, so at the top you see
it's important for them to have
the 5 heroes that have been chosen by the red guys, let's call them. And here you can see the 5 heroes that have been chosen by the green guys, the green team. And when they die, you see at the top a number, which is the time for the next respawn, right?
He's got the Javelin on his way towards the Maelstrom, so his game, his farm's certainly going to be picking up pretty soon here. See if PSG LGD are able to find any more action.
At the moment the game seems to be pretty balanced, but it's 3 kills. The number that you see here is 3 kills for the green team and 4 kills for the red team, right?
Avoid any sort of engagement that is not preferable for them to be involved in.
Yeah, and I think when you're playing some sort of like Enchantress Skywrath type draft, you want to be getting kills right now.
And the complex part is really to have the right timings on the items that you buy, the abilities that you choose.
You want to be getting more ahead as the game progresses. So it's looking like that 20-minute timing really is going to be everything for them.
Absolutely, especially now with the Shadow Blade done on Arme. I mean, he is ready to be an incredible killer at this stage, of course. The power of Tiny, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I think the two supports from Team Spirit are going to be really, really important for this upcoming team fight. Because if Bane is able to get a grip on the Tiny for long enough for TB to take good positioning and output damage, that might just be enough for them to win the game. If this Tiny goes down, PSG LGD's draft has nothing. It's all about Ame.
So yes, what the casters are saying is that in particular this now is not visible, but in particular the Earth Elemental, you can call it, which is this guy that is now invisible in the middle of the screen, is their damage dealer. So is the guy that is dealing more damage and is the guy that can turn a fight, you know, because it's really the DPS hero. There are other DPS hero like this one as well, but that one is particularly important and is also growing, you know, in terms of skills and money and so items. And what they are saying is that, yeah, they are the red team is relying a lot on that particular
melee cores that want to be charging in at you. Absolutely possibilities for a huge turnaround Winter's Curse to come out in these team fights.
Yeah, there definitely is. And if you look at Yatoro, he's building up for that Eye of Skadi. He wants to be tanky enough to tank the damage.
nice game to watch while playing. We get lost.
That's gonna be this
Yeah, it's a game that has a lot of knowledge behind. So consider there are, you know, 120 now, I think, 115 heroes, different heroes in the game, and you can pick any of them, right? And you are playing 5 versus 5. So every hero, as you can see here at the bottom, has about 4 powers. Some heroes have 2, some heroes have 4 or 5, but in general, you know, between let's say the 3 is the average, 3-4 is the average, and so multiply 115 by 4, right? So you have 450 different effects that you kind of need to know. I mean, you don't really need to know them all, you know, perfectly, but it's very important that you know what each hero can do to understand what your opponent may be up to. So now the green team decided to become invisible. You see, there is an item that makes all the team invisible unless they are close to an enemy. And so they are now all invisible, trying to siege this location and trying to see if they can catch any of the enemy off guard, right? And it is really to take a positional advantage. Now, the green guy seems to, okay, to have sensed that, but the fight started.
Comes out as they're looking to turn on, and nothing to say, they get him. Jump forward with the remnant, he's looking for more. Trying to go in with the chains onto both Y and Arme. Arme goes down.
You can see the guy dying at the top, okay? Everyone that has a number died. So at the moment, 4 people on the red team died in this fight, and only 3 on the green team. And here you see the advantage. You know, in fact, the green team had an advantage of gold in this fight, 1,700, and the other got only 600 gold, right? So this team heavily favored the green team.
20-minute timing coming up. And Roshan's available.
Still, the score at the moment is 7-7. He's already 20 minutes in, which is a lot. Consider a game may last, you know, at this level of play, which is super professional. You know, best team in the world is lasting usually, you know, 40 minutes, 35 minutes. I mean, it can even last 1 hour. It can even last more than 1 hour, but in general. And on the bottom left, you see the mini-map, right? And in the mini-map, you have the arrows, which is the green, the red team, and these Google pins, which is the green team.
They've got to watch out for these pickoffs. So something that Collapse was tearing them apart with earlier.
Now there are certain heroes that are.
Yep, and Collapse has recognized that, you know.
That is slightly less important if they die. They are the heroes of support. Like the one that I died now, You know, they didn't make a big deal about it because he's anyway a support hero, so he's a hero that is supposed to die for, you know, survive, for helping the main character to survive. Now, they are going inside a Roshan pit. The Roshan is a very special creature that is in that pit, and if you kill him, you get an item, which is this one. Sorry, here is not showing properly, but it's this Aegis, which is making you resurrect one time. So it's like if you have two lives, right? You can die one time and use that item, and you just resurrect immediately. So killing the big creature there is very important because it gives you money, plus it gives you this immortality.
And he's only 1,000 gold off of his own items. And then after that comes a shard.
It's very interesting to look at the positioning. I mean, if you are playing the game, but it's very interesting to look at the mini-map most of the time to understand the positioning of the team. So you can see the green team is basically all together in this area. The red team is spreading over, so they are trying to farm more money and gold, and they are farming in different places. So it seems at the moment the green team is more on the defense, you know. Now he's spreading a bit. Now he's spreading a bit more. But you can see it from the mini-map at the bottom left.
I think the story of this game, because both front lines are so tanky, I don't really think they're going to go down without the assistance of the supports from both sides. So Miposhka and Mira going up against Y and Xingqiu. They both have very, very tough positions to be in. You're going to have Ember remnanting into your backline, chasing the Skywrath, chasing the Enchantress. And at the same time, if Tiny gets on top of you, you're just dead. If he gets eyes on you, you're gone.
They smoked again, they are invisible again, and they are trying to push top. I mean, they may find the two of the green guys, now one, because one teleported, so there's one guy left, another teleport. You see the game sense of these people. Like, so, the red team was completely invisible, and they started to move in that direction, but the green team immediately sensed that something was wrong, you know, and they teleported immediately.
Team Spirit want to tackle this.
So based on what they see on the map, then they can sense if something is happening, you know, if it's an ambush coming. This guy is double damage, and he's a damage dealer, so she can die. Yes, she died.
Yeah, Wolf Form both used on
Enchantress died.
So this means full reset. Now Team Spirit are in control of the pace. They get to decide what happens in this game.
Yeah, they could push Aegis, Metamorphosis, ready for use here. Tier 2s could be on the table for Team Spirit.
Looking for some kind of pickoff. They know LGD can't fight back if they get on top of their heroes right now.
They've got their eyes on mid. Toro starting to rack up the gold again after the Skadi, 2800.
They are pushing these towers, these defensive towers, because before going into the enemy headquarters, let's say fortress, they need to destroy all these towers and clear the way, you know, to the main buildings.
I wonder if it's enough though. I like the idea of the Satanic more. Yeah, he's going for the Satanic. I really like this, because if he can survive the Tiny combo, if he can get through it, you purge off the silence from the Skywrath, you can get one hit off and then Sunder.
Yeah, the Dispel's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess if you don't play the game, the commentary of the official commentator is basically useless to you, because they are using continuously names of heroes, names of spells, names of items that you don't know what they are.
Boy, our Team Spirit geared up to take that late game.
Ready with the setup top. Toronto, Tokyo, Invis Rune. Ready to go. See if he can get it. Surprise jump onto PSG LGD. Why? It's the closest right now. It's just the two supports playing up here, really. Putting themselves in the most dangerous position whilst the cores are able to farm on the safer side.
They are very, very careful, huh? Very cautious about moving out at the moment. The green team. I don't know, because they are in advantage at the moment. They also have the immortality available.
And there's no tombstone this time, right? They don't have that kind of teamfight vision tool.
They are really playing, you know, super cautious.
In the previous two games. Now they're relying on the wolves. So having the gem secures you that there's no wolves on top of you. They don't see where you're moving. They don't know what's going on. So great item pickup by Miposhka, understanding the importance of it. It's a tense game.
know the Team Spirit's got the solid jump, but PSG, they've got the hard hit. If they can get it.
They are trying to get him.
We're going to see Collapse commit. He's in with the horn toss. He's going to look to separate. Nothing to say for the rest of the team. Fiend's grip as well, locking down the Kunkka.
They set up a very good ambush
10 seconds on
and they
once
killed
again,
him.
the wolf farms are
There is a
used
real
for
problem
dominant
because
deciding
that hero
position.
is one of the carry
They don't see
and
what they want. There's no buyback on the Kunkka.
Yeah, it's
he
hard
needs to stay
fight.
alive.
One of their most farmed cores right now in the game. They need them all up, really, to tackle Team Spirit head on. Bit of timing left on the Metamorphosis, so Team Spirit, they can push on. 26 minutes in, starting to take down this tier 2 tower.
Up top, ooh, quick fingers. Jumped away from the stun of the Tiny.
The fortification is soon to be coming to an end. You see Spirit, they're happy to go for the dives behind the towers. Toronto Tokyo is in, and he's found himself Jin-Q.
Great recognition there. You know, Tiny initiates on you top. What does that mean?
Two
It means there's
dead.
No heroes mid to fight. Immediately dives
Two
in.
dead,
Remember,
so
the
now they
Tiny
are
is
5
not-
versus 3.
Team
They
Spirit
can
have
push
massive
the
freedom.
towers, they can start to go closer to the
Tiny, it's
headquarters.
really all about this Tiny. And two last
To the
wolf farms
Ancient
have
is
knocked on
called.
PSG LGD's way. In fact, the game is slowly swinging into Team Spirit's favor, and they're kind of getting past that impossible timing of fighting this Tiny.
Or Collapse. He's got another grab.
Wow.
Jumps in. Why? He's gone.
Wow. They are using this technique a lot and is working very, very well of that push
Yeah,
where he's
PSG
basically
LGD right
taking
now,
one
you
hero
really
and
gotta try to
pushing it
find
in
a way
another
to catch
direction.
Team Spirit off guard, but they have the gem. They're setting up their vision smartly. They're playing around where they can see the dire heroes. If you look at the minimap, look at where they're positioned. Bottom side of the map, 2 hill wards here to cover any sort of entrance that LGD try to make. So they're always aware of what's going on. Very smart positioning on the map here. Team Spirit recognize that as long as we just delay the game, we don't feed, we don't give away anything for free, we're in a good position. Yatoro will carry us.
It's all right. In position now to maybe push down a threat and another.
Consider
tier
the
2
two
tower.
teams don't
the
see the
setup
world
looking for
map.
Toronto Tokyo,
Okay,
but
so they see
again,
only the part
to
where
sum
their
things
heroes
up,
are.
Don't get that catch.
Yatoro now beating on the bottom tier 2 tower. Doesn't get any sort of response. Means now they expect most of the LGD heroes to be on the top side of the map.
I mean, they've got Metamorphosis up in 10 seconds. Can they start to poke the high ground, or is now, how aggressive do you want to get with these pushes?
It's a scary decision to make. I don't envy carry players that have to make this decision at this position in the game, but
Are they going to make the call to commit? Metamorphosis is up for Yatoro. How hard does he want to push it into the base of PSG LGD? Doesn't look like they want to.
I think the idea here is to try to force the LGD heroes back into the base so that they then can play around their own wards and then potentially move over to the top side, remove any sort of vision that LGD has, and then get map control that way. And you know, with these illusions pushing safely, you're forced to respond.
Oh! He looks for the jump and collapse. He's not able to get the grab back on Nothing to Say. So Nothing to Say. Pikeman is up a mirror, holding him for the logo of the Fiend's Grip. Gets cancelled by the Avalanche. The Winter's Curse coming to a quick end. As PSG LGD now charging out the base. Bow comes crashing down onto Mirror. Ancient Seal for now onto Yatoro. He's looking to back up and reset inside the base. Toronto Tokyo. He's diving in past the tier 3s. He's able to take out Nothing to Say. Looking at Remnant over to the side. He's got his eyes over towards Y. Or maybe even more actually. He's holding on to that. Not jumping back quite yet.
Positioning is
But the
insane
draw
anyway, and
to-
the way the decision they
Opportunity.
take is
They may just have
insane.
the room here to push up to the high ground. Yatoro, he's stepping up. Still a bit longer with the Metamorphosis left. They're taking this tier 3 tower. There's going to have to be buybacks. Jin-Q back into the game. But a tier 3 taken here. Some damage being done to the
They are
Reds as
starting to
well.
affect the main
Kunkka for
buildings, and
40
these main
seconds.
buildings are
Yeah, and no wolf
needed to
fight.
produce
Collapse.
troops,
He finds
let's
the
say.
ground. Jumps in, drags back on the sky.
Wow.
Jin-Q, he's gone for 70.
They are winning with this technique.
Another
I
man
think they are
down,
winning.
PSG LGD Spirit. They'll keep the push going.
They killed another one with pretty much the same technique, and if this one goes down, I think it's done.
He's in, drag back on Y. He just can't stop finding them collapse. Every single time, pick off after pick off. You can't stand it anywhere.
I mean, I'm
near
happy for
Spirit.
them. I think it's
No,
the
you
team I would
absolutely
like
can.
to see
And Yatoro's
winning,
recognizing, you know,
which
I don't have
which
that
are the underdogs of the
I don't have my
tournament, so
strongest
not the
build,
ones
but
that are
neither do
supposed
they.
to win.
And he's just
So
pushing
it's
it.
pretty nice to
I
see.
think they're going to keep going for this buildings. They do not seem afraid. There's so much confidence right now in how they're playing. They get the buyback. He's been X-marked, but he has 3,000 HP.
He's so tanky. Sunder, Satanic at the ready if he ever feels threatened.
But look at this. LGD are coming in from behind. They recognize that they can't go on the front line. They need
The
to
red
catch
team
back
is
line
going
heroes.
out. I
Try
don't
and go
know
for the
why.
easy kill first, or at least the easier, maybe. But no, it's not. TP out there, able to stop it. Arme's in with the combo.
They kill one.
They need more, though, nothing to say in the
Wow,
team.
the damage is insane.
Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Meposhka's off into the trees. They won't be able to find him to stop that escape. Team Spirit, they take a Rex, they take a tier 3 in the mid lane. They only end up losing a Bane, pushing them up now to an 8k lead against PSG LGD.
Yep, and once again, both the wolf forms are expended. So do you know what that means? Roshan's available. Metamorphosis is ready in 10 seconds.
GG!
It's going to get even harder to deal with Yutoro now. He's got the full Silver Edge done, so the ability to...
It's not GG yet, but it will be GG soon.
He is going to be a right...
You can see it a small number on the top left here in the middle left. This 7k. This is the advantage of gold that the left team has, the green team has compared to the other one. So they are in the lead in terms of money.
The BKB was out in time. He's into the invis, but the physical, is it going to be enough here from this Terrorblade? Yutoro,
they don't have enough damage. The red team doesn't have enough damage. Even with the tiny, they don't have enough damage.
They're ready to chase for more collapse. Steering in to close the distance on to Jingchu. They've caught the Skyer.
No way. I mean, the green team is winning so much. I think the game will finish now.
Team Spirit
Oh my god.
through the hardest part of the game. Now everything is there.
I think there will be more Magnus play in the next days.
This game is firmly in our grip.
I mean, there's 3 dead. There's no buyback.
I think it's done. I think it's done. It's done. It's done. There's no way.
As Team Spirit, they're onto the tier 4s.
There's no way.
They've got a fortification.
Yeah, fortification, but
those long seconds before they get their 2 cores back in the game, PSG LGD.
They're gonna have to try to do something. I don't think they have enough time to wait for Tiny to respawn.
See how carefully Team Spirit play it.
13 seconds to one of the core respawns, but
they can push it, Spirit. They don't need a
nah.
20 seconds without
I think they are finishing it, boys. Oh my god. They won. They won. Super won. But
Nothing to say, has a buyback. 8 seconds until Arme with the Ancient. They're looking to close it up.
They're
They can
hitting the
taste the
Ancient.
championship. They can taste the money, but the
There's no
backdoor
creeps.
protection
There's
kicks
no
in.
creeps.
The backdoor protection
Ah.
is not over yet.
careful.
Not over yet. PSG LGD, they'll start now to force Spirit back out the base. Meposhka.
You know what is one of the issues? Is the swing back. So if they overextend in this moment, like they did because they couldn't finish the game, now the enemy now is chasing them and is actually able to find some good kills. Now they have the buybacks, but
Chased down by collapsing, you saw it, they've got him. Toronto Tokyo, long mana. James holds it back, but now with the BKB armor.
He has buyback though.
Straight back in with the round.
so they killed 2, but 1 boat back. But there are 2 others they can die very.
Collapse, BKB, Stewart back into the clutches of Yutoro.
Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close.
No detection.
It's so close. It's insane.
He's gonna turn towards Mirror. He's still very low here. And then a slight change, they get it, they finish him off. Oh, nothing to say.
What a TP.
What a TP. He's out, he's alive.
So the ancient, you see the building in the middle is the one that if you kill it, you win the game.
Oh my goodness.
There is a Roshan.
There is.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be it.
I mean, it was so close. But the backdoor protection kicks
Yeah, it
in.
was super close
PSG,
actually.
they're able to pull together a defense. They lose their tier 4s.
They go here to kill the big guy, which is called Roshan,
Yep.
and they
Satanic
get
Units Thunder as well.
items and
You can
immortality.
feel the nerves. I can feel it. It's just so much on the line. Just one sentry word could have won them the game there, but support's unfortunately not able to get into range.
Let's see what they can do around this pit. They're still down 16k PSG LGD, but they've got all their ults up. Can they make any sort of steal? They've already managed to set up here onto the Kunkka. They're going to go straight to it. Yutoro coming in with a BK.
This battle is everything, boys.
Out the side, nothing to say. He's going to go down.
1 died on one side, another died on the other side, 2 died on LGD.
Collapse. Popping the BK.
Ah!
Meposhka keeping himself alive with a cold embrace. Spirit.
The Lycan is scary. The Lycan is super scary. The Lycan is super scary. There's so much damage. Wow. He managed to escape? How? This guy managed to escape. Incredible.
Metamorphosis is out, but so is the 2 wolf
Incredible fight.
forms. Both teams taking it safe right
Incredible fight. Roshan is nearly dead. They can take it.
Why?
Dude, look at how carefully they're playing it. They're scared to walk up here and try to kill him.
Watch, like... Oh, they got him.
There we go.
They'll take him off the cliff.
But look at Roche!
Oh!
He's killing Roche!
Oh, no, he can't do it, surely. Blink out time collapse. He's got his eyes on
Roshan is super low. They can take... Ah.
Is alone.
He's gone in alone. That was a risky move. He's got the back of a Jin Q. But Spirit, they're going to chase on. Slight chase. Oh, mate, it's gone.
Oh my god.
2 minutes, no Tiny.
They cannot defend anymore. They cannot defend anymore. It's
They'll make the walk over towards the ancient.
as impossible that they defend
For the
this.
creeps.
They're ready to
Impossible.
close it this time.
It's done. It's done. Now this time it's done
Only
for
2
real.
left. Can they stop a PSG LGD? I don't think they can. GQ's got it over.
GG!
It's over. GG. They've got it. They have done it.
Let's finish, boys. Team Spirit did it. So with this last game, they gained, you know, from 4 millions to 18 millions. GG. Now, yes, it's GG.
Hit back. But the game 5, even though they get knocked out in 3 and 4, Spirit, they come back with the same skill and ability that's taken them this whole road to the grand finals. And what a road it has been. They take down Fnatic, OG, VP, IG, Secret, and now in a best of
Wow.
5 at the grand finals, the International 10, they defeat PSG LGD, arguably the favourites coming into the tournament.
That's a big win.
Absolutely, and they don't just defeat any PSG LGD. They beat PSG LGD playing their best draft. This was all the heroes that PSG LGD
It's a big
wanted.
win because this
Like
team was
Seth
not the
Luxton,
favorite
like
team.
Tiny, they
Was
invented
definitely
this.
not the favorite
This was
team.
the most dominant combo of this tournament, and
But they
beat
play
it.
super
They
good.
figured out how to beat it.
The last minute of the fight were really insane.
As well. 4 of them, their first TI.
That's crazy.
Yatoro,
18 millions to the first team, huh? 18 millions to the first
They've
team.
been on the TI main stage. Mipochka, he's been it before, but only top 8 this time. Leading the boys to the championship title and taking home $18 million in Zania.
It's unbelievable. I know before this tournament I was streaming and people would ask me like, where do you think Team Spirit are gonna place? And I honestly said, on a good
Is
day,
it flying or
everything
what?
goes our way, maybe
Is this
top
thing
6.
flying? No,
I
it's just
never
on
saw
a
this coming. Not
on a
million
transparent
years.
thingy.
What an unbelievable performance.
What a story, what a road, what a dream here that they've achieved. The Spirit, they'll claim the Aegis. Ladies and gentlemen, your International 10 champions, Team Spirit.
Stop playing your room and come. What do you mean? Do you want to go to the tournament yourself, Hula? Is 18 millions for the first place. Yay! Yay! I think they cannot believe it. There will be an interview, but I think I will go for dinner. But there will be an interview, but I think what they will say is that they cannot believe it. They did it because it's impossible. I mean, there's a. It will take them some time to actually realize that they did this.
Especially for these fucking guys. They came out from home.
Ah, yes, the mom in your room. Well, I think that these guys, you know, when they go back from the room and go back home and say, Mom, I won 18 millions. $18 million, maybe the mom will change his mind.
Congratulations on winning the International 10. I must ask, you are the captain of a team who has with 4 players who have never played at a TI. How did your team come together and become so strong?
It's all because of our manager, Corban. He made this team. He invited me in already a good start.
They're about to take some pictures.
But I don't know. It's just because we did a lot of work, hard work. Also, we had a bootcamp before that international, and that was hardest bootcamp I ever.
These are the typical questions you have no idea how to answer because
Actually, I don't know.
Exactly. It doesn't know. I have no idea how he won
It
this.
just happens. He said the manager. He said the boot camp. He said the team.
This
It
girl is
just
super
happens.
short.
Now, you and your teammates are just, you're so young. And this is only the beginning. What is next for you?
I have no idea, actually. I don't even know what to say. So I have no idea. Maybe we're gonna think about this later, but right now I don't really know what we're gonna do. Maybe when someone will broke. I forgot what.
All right, you are going to come back next year and defend your title, right?
I wanted to say maybe someone gonna leave from Dota. I'm not really thinking. No, I'm not really sure that it's not gonna happen. You know, because such a big prize. And do you really need to play Dota now after this? So.
Yeah, he's saying, I got so much money. Do I really need to play Dota now?
I hope you understand me.
Oh, absolutely. There is so much going on right now. You just won a huge tournament, the biggest tournament. So to not know is totally fine. Look at your teammates. They are celebrating right now. Do you have anything that you want to say to your fans?
As I already said, sometimes thanks for your support, every fan who supported us till the tournament. So, a lot of people wrote me a lot of messages that good luck guys, good luck, we believe in you. And thank you for everything, thank you all.
All right, go ahead and celebrate with your team. Once again, everyone, I present to you Team Spirit, your champions of the International 10.
That's a lot of money, boys. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go. But thanks for watching. And I will stream tomorrow evening. I think this evening I'm not gonna stream, but tomorrow evening I'm gonna stream again. And we will continue with the character options. And hopefully we will finish the character creation. When we manage to finish the character creation, I think we are good to release. I think that when we finish this list and we test it in game and we have all our options in the right places, I think we can release the new. The new alpha. Why not? Okay, see you boys tomorrow evening. Goodbye. And don't forget to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, which is free. And also, if you want to be one of the supporters and remain in the history of video games as one of the guys that made this happen, then go to patreon.com/planeshift and support our game. And you will be making history with us. A big game can be made in the evenings. Or not. See you, boys.